Hello everybody and welcome to the ProPokeBowl Season 5 Week Number 1. We are into battle time. The 10 coaches this week, with one taking a bye in the Lunar Crystalius, will be battling out to try and get their positions early on in the season. Thank you very much for joining me. It is going to be an awesome night. For those of you who haven't participated in Fantasy League, make sure you do so within the next few minutes, because we're going to get into battles within 5 minutes of every time. I'm going to try and get everything just condensed into 5 minutes, give you these little snippets. We're going to get right into it. If you guys would like to see the order of who is battling tonight, it's exclamation tourney. It will be starting off with Todd Skyrim Howard going up against I Am Groot, Manchester Manectric going up against the Golden State Greninjas, Miami Melodics going up against the Transverse City Thunderous, Ice Cold versus the Las Vegas Golden Lucarios, and the Fortnite Ninjas going up against Sarasota Suicunes for our featured matchup of the week. That'll be the opportunity for you to put your Nubits on the line and try and earn yourself upwards to 60,000 Nubits. Actually, the math, 45,000 Nubits, 50% payout. Doesn't matter. Glad you could join me tonight. We're going to have some fun going into this. Let's get right into it right away. We've got our 5 minutes on the clock. We are going to do our really quick 5-minute analysis between Todd Skyrim Howard and I Am Groot. Yes, the podcast was not put out, but you're going to get that within the next day or two. Thank you very much to Boss. Why is this so loud? I'm surprised. Oh well, either way. Thank you very much to Boss for completing the podcast for me. I got through one half. He finished the other half. He has sent me the stuff, so expect to see that and myself and Amagam are recording within the next couple of days. There is no official date when these will come out, but you will know because I will tell you. In the podcast, we talk about Todd Skyrim's Howard teams being pretty neat. We liked I Am Groot's draft the best, though. Seems to be one of the strongest drafts that was brought up throughout the entire tournament. A lot of great defensive options. We know Sweet Tea likes to play that defensive kind of momentum-based game, and as a result, this gives him quite a bit of pivot power when it comes down to how he wants to use the sweepers and how he's going to be preventing anybody from being able to force his hand. On the side of Todd Skyrim Howard, I'm liking the wall breakers that he's got. I'm really keeping my eye on Circuitry and Dragonite today. Even Pre-Marina might do a little bit of damage. On the side of I Am Groot, I am feeling kind of nervous, but I think the Terrakion will be able to clean up house if he does set it up. Although at the same time, ground does kind of threaten Todd Skyrim Howard if that Weezing is removed. So maybe seeing a little bit of something here pairing up with the Terrakion to try and take down everything. I do think the Hippowdon will be pretty tough outside of being able to use any Pokemon that has a super effective move to take down from the side of Todd Skyrim Howard. In about 3 minutes here, we'll be getting into the matches. If you guys wanted to do Fantasy League, make sure you do exclamation fantasy. You can fill out that form. It only takes a minute. Guess if you win, getting the most correct guesses, you go home with a $10 Steam gift card at the end of the season. I think it is one of the best deals you could ever make. And quickly before Dragonite was banned, I'm an idiot. Thank you, World Leader. Nonetheless, Circuitry is scary. I still think that Circuitry is a very scary Pokemon. I should write down the bans. Nonetheless. In that case, he's going to have to go for Circuitry Cobalion, regardless. Thank you very much to Xeno509 of DizzyIllustrations.com for providing the graphics. You guys are going to like what the graphics look like when we get to them. If you have any questions when it comes down to the ProPokeBowl rules, you can do exclamation PPB in chat. You can see all the rules for yourself. If you are looking to sign up, we do these yearly, so make sure you look towards it next week. Wow. You know, I'm just going to blame it on my hand. My hand is preventing me from talking proper English tonight. Yeah, that's my excuse. All battles will be recorded and are obviously archived on Twitch, as well as if you want to look at the coaches' master sheets, every single replay will be saved. If I miss it, I hope to God I can get it back, but you will be able to see all the replays for coaches that want the ideas when it comes down to looking back and studying. Actually, what we can do is we can take a quick look at the weekly bans here to kind of remind ourselves, I Am Groot is playing without Hippowdon. That's really good. And Todd Skyrim Howard playing without that Dragonite, so that wall that would be kind of difficult for Todd Skyrim Howard to get through is gone, but also that wall breaker that'd be pretty good against Diego, also gone. So that's going to be a problem for both of them. We'll see what they can work around with today. The Golden State Greninjas losing the Aerodactyl. Ice Cold going in without their Mawile. Las Vegas Golden Lucarios. Lo and behold, Tapu Fini is gone. What a freaking surprise. Kieran Black is going to be gone for the Manchester Manectric, but Champ gone for Miami Melodics. Hoopa Unbound gone for Sarasota Suicunes. Fortnite ninjas losing access to that Latias, and the, Lunar Cresselis get to sit back and watch the carnage happen. How do you throw money at Xena? Go over to DizzyIllustrations.com. Very simple. We are 1 minute away. Just got to get confirmation from I Am Groot saying that they are ready, and we're going to jump right into the battle. Really looking forward to actually. We haven't seen Soda do battle at all yet, so I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. For his playstyle, it seems like a pretty good draft to me. Hopefully he can work around that Dragonite ban. For Sweet D, he's looking for the 2-time. I mean, there have been multiple ProPokeBowls we can all argue that have been stolen away from him. And here's hoping that with this incredibly comfortable draft, that he's going to be able to bring it home and do something with it. I don't know. We'll have to find out soon, though, as we get into the first match of the ProPokeBowl Season 5. Game number 1. Coming right at you. In a second. Actually, if one of the coaches could also post the battles, or somebody in chat post the battles in Twitch chat so that people can follow along. You guys can watch us on Showdown if you'd like to join us with that. There are so many tabs to click. I'm getting used to this. One sec. Hold on. You ready for this? You haven't seen this. You're not ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this. Well, I'm not ready for this because I don't see the names. Here we go. Bam. Here we go. Game number 1 between I Am Groot on the close side and Todd Skyrim Howard on the far side. Let's take a look at the teams. They're going to be starting the timer, and they're going to be on their way. Let's take a look at what we see. We do see that Honchkrow and that Terrakion coming out from the side of I Am Groot. We're also going to be seeing that really defensive core there. That Weezing is going to be super important. The Chandelure and the Circuitry both making an appearance. It will be a Blissey v Weezing start. Toxic Spikes will be laid as the Stealth Rock as well. Exchange of hazards. Great way to start. We did notice a lot of people, everybody has access to removing hazards, but also adding a bunch of hazards. So it's going to be very, very skillful when it comes down to the use of Defog to make sure you get your own advantage. Laying out those hazards as well as laying out anything else that'd be putting a lot of pressure down. The Gastron is going to be coming in, does get poisoned, but that's the best way you do want it. Any wall you get poisoned is better than badly poisoned because that will wear down their durability over time. Gastron coming in on the poison before the second Toxic Spikes are laid, as Lurantis is now going to make its way in. It's just going to get scalded. A safe play here, even if it went on to Jellicent, it wouldn't make a difference if it was water absorbed. Doesn't get the burn, though, which means Leaf Blade is a threat as Crobat's going to be coming in, maybe have a prediction. No, Leaf Storm does come out instead. My apologies. I meant Leaf Storm. Crobat, though, very good answer to this, as both if it is running Superpower or Leaf Storm, it will be super tanked up by Crobat. So Lurantis is going to have to find the way to get out of here. Might be the Defogger, but we don't want to risk that Brave Bird early. If this is the Pokemon I'm going to be using, might see it come out of Oricorio, though. Good to note that Oricorio is the Psychic variant. That might come into play later, might have a plan for it. Maybe to answer Terrakion? Not too sure yet. We'll have to find out. But with the Crobat in here, most likely Groot is just going to go for the U-turn. No, he's going to be afraid of it. He actually ends up just spamming Brave Bird instead, as the Circuitry is going to take a fair amount of damage here. Not a healthy start for it, but nonetheless, the Crobat will have to switch out. Blissey's an easy answer to the Circuitry, as Thunderbolt's going to do absolutely nothing. There is most likely seeing not only Natural Cure on that Blissey, but Soft Boiled as well. What else can we be looking at here? If we are seeing the Lurantis go back in, it's most likely because it does carry the Superpower takes out, but we do see the Tail Glow set up here from the side of Todd Skyrim Howard. That's not going to be enough, though. We saw how much stock Thunderbolt did. If this is Electrium's, he might be able to take him out, but even then, that's a lot of HP wasted on this thing that might be incredibly important for taking out the whole wall. If the Gastron comes in, predicted the Thunderbolt, that's going to be a waste of a Z-Crystal, even if this is Z-Crystal. But seeing this, we're going to have to find out. It is going to be the Z-Crystal coming out. Gigavolt Havoc is going to get the crit as Blissey is taken down. Beast Boost, bringing this thing to a +4. Good start for Todd Skyrim, reminding Groot that he will always be haxed whenever he wants to be. Which is never, but he's going to take it nonetheless. Honchkrow will have to come in to answer. Will outspeed with the Sucker Punch obviously being priority. We'll be able to get the easy Moxie set up here if Todd Skyrim just end up staying in. But the question is, if you do switch out this, if you switch this out, what are you going to have to switch in to take the hit? It might just be dodging a Sucker Punch, but could also be Scarf. You don't know that until it gets outsped with any move that's not Sucker Punch. We'll have to find out from here. Sucker Punch does come through. It does predict it to go for the +6, but still doesn't matter because you can try and get a mind game going on here. He's got 7 more Sucker Punches to keep this thing at bay. Could be a bit of a mind strat going on here, but at the same point, I think Sweet D is still kind of safe. That is a +6 circuitry. Looking to hit something if it ever gets the opportunity and does play some kind of mind games around. It does confirm, though, that this circuitry should be faster than Honchkrow. I think circuitry's like, what, base 80? Circuitry should be base 80, and Honchkrow should be base 70. It's 83 versus Honchkrow 70. Ah, he does win the mind game war as Honchkrow is taken down. 6-4 lead for the new guy in the Pro Pokeball. Groot's going to have to find the answer to this +6 circuitry pretty quickly. It is going to have to be most likely that Terrakion coming in, having to do something. Although the fact that he's being a little careful about playing it. No, never mind. He's going to go into the Toxic. This is good because it is an offensive sweeper, which means that if it's just going to try and do damage here and there, switch out, it won't take too much Toxic damage until when it really needs to stay in and start destroying everything. But I do think it will have to be the Terrakion answering here. He does have to worry. He's going to have to go for something that Weezing can't tank up, and it will be Earthquake rather than the Weezing. Interesting choice from Todd Skyrim, but goes on the offensive, says, I can tank that hit, and then I could go for the Leaf Storm threatening that. And it does look like, ooh, interesting, but the Leaf Storm misses. Doesn't matter. It is a Crobat. Crobat, unfortunately, being the flying type, can't remove the Toxic Spikes either. And Ribombee is the only Pokemon right now that is left to get statused. This is looking bleak, but I'm not too convinced that Todd Skyrim has this in the bag until that Terrakion's gone. Sweet D is still in this match, as the Weezing will now be able to come in, tank the hit. That's a lot of damage done to a physically defensive Pokemon, though. Do have to remember that. We did see it was a Life Orb Terrakion, so we'll be able to do it, but Taunt is going to come in. Can't see the Pain Split come out, actually. Didn't go for the Will-O-Wisp. Very interesting play, and he is going to stay in to go for the Sludge Bomb. Interesting couple of plays coming out from Todd Skyrim. Didn't expect the taunt, maybe, but then to stay in an attack, knowing that he's still going to take that much damage from Brave Bird, maybe looking for a little bit of extra recoil on the Crobat, but he does have something along the lines. Ooh, wait a minute. Supersonic Sky Strike will come in, and it barely misses the kill as the Flamethrower could get the 10% chance to burn. What is going on? Is this flashbacks to the semifinals Season 2? For Sweet D, as he is going to get burned on the 10%. Oh my lord, this is, you can clearly see, this is not going his way, but he will finally get the kill on the Weezing, which is great for I Am Groot. They do need that defensive wall out of the way. Now you can almost freely just go for the Earthquakes on the Terrakion at least. Chandelure is coming in, though. This might confirm that it's Scarf if it is coming in to try and outspeed the Crobat. Otherwise, you're going to be taking a lot of damage in exchange to take this thing out. Let's see what's actually going to be coming through here. Gastrodon will be the answer as the Flamethrower does come in. Seems to be playing on the safe side here. Not going for Fire Blast, just going for the 100% accurate moves. But Gastro's taking a fair amount. Doesn't have to worry about normal poison, which after 3 turns feels better, but for the first 2 turns that it stays in here, it's going to be taking a lot of ticks. Lurantis will be coming back in. We do expect another Skull to be coming through. Just kidding, the Recover. What am I saying? We'll be staying safe, but he can't stay in on the Lurantis. Getting the damage on Lurantis, most likely not worth it, as Terrakion or Ribombee can finish this thing off eventually. Because you don't want to sack off this defensive wall that is still stopping Circuitry from doing anything on the off chance it comes in and tries to drop a Thunderbolt. But even then, it's just good to keep alive. It does also help him if Chandelure doesn't go for Energy Ball or doesn't have it. We'll have to see. Defog does come in, so we are going to see the Toxic Spike's gone. This is a great time for Todd Skyrim to go for that because he doesn't need that poison anymore, especially on Ribombee, unless he's got, well, I'm assuming he has an answer for Quiver Ribombee if needed. That would be the Chandelure. So, does need that Stealth Rock out of the way, though, to keep his things healthy. Now, with no rock setup because Blissey is gone, Circuitry could come in with his 22% HP and feel a little bit better, but just being able to put a little bit of pressure down. It's not too fast, though, so Terrakion will still scare that out if he gets in at the same turn. This is looking interesting as the Chandelure is going to make its way in. The Roost does come out, so there you go. This is the way we like to see I Am Groot playing. He's got all these flexible options, keeping healthy, is still not out of this match. What is it going to be, though? Gastrodon is going to make its way in as the Flamethrower does come out once again. Todd playing very, very safe here, unless he's just trying to hide. Maybe he's not. Don't worry, Ivan. Just get your form in as fast as you can, please. No concerns, my friend. You're well on time, as you can see. This is just making a safe play. That might confirm that it's Scarf if he's doing that. I have to double check, but it looks like that. But we are going to see a double switch here as Ribombee does come in on the Lurantis. Lurantis not wanting to take a Bug Buzz, or better yet, not want this Quiver to go up. So This is going to be able to tank the hits, get a quiver off, and then maybe start putting a little bit of pressure back onto Todd Skyrim. Nice prediction here by I Am Groot. As expected as, ooh, the Oricorio making its way in. The quiver is used, but Dancer is going to activate, giving him a free quiver. Excellent play from Todd, making use of that. I think Red Bombi is still faster, but the Stun Spore will come in to slow him down as Revelation Dance will come through. Super effective, but the Sash is going to be good, and at this point, the Life Orb is going to confirm this thing could get one shot if it gets enough damage down onto it, but with a special defense boost, that might prevent that. Sticky Web is going to come out. Revelation Dance is going to take out the Red Bombi. There is only one sweeper left on this team, because I don't want to rely on that Crobat, because Terrakion is time. It's going to outspeed everything because of that Sticky Web. That was a Scarf Chandelure. It is no longer faster than Terrakion. So it's going to be good. You've got tons of time, Ivan. Don't you worry about it. Here he goes. He goes for the Swords Dance. He's looking for that win, but the Dancer... Ooh! Double paralysis! I didn't even know you could pair a Dancer. I guess it makes sense, though, with it being, I guess, an attack and copies, but he will get the kill. This is the time. Everything's slower. Kenny +2, one-shot everything. Lurantis is going to be the first thing that comes through. Does get the speed boost. Still not going to be fast enough to take him out, but nonetheless, he is going to get out just in case. Leaf Storm does come in, will get the +2, but once again, Crobat threatens with that Brave Bird. I think it's because the ability gives him an attack to use. I don't know, I've never seen that before myself. Roost does come out, so we've seen the moves on Crobat. It is Brave Bird Taunt, Roost Super Steel Ice Strike. That will just be the Brave Bird. We have one more move to look at. Taunt will come in as he tries to taunt Crobat back. Oh man, you can see that Groot knows what he's doing. He feels safe enough to be able to go for these plays, which make the most sense. It's the most clinical plays he could be making right now. But Gastron will come in, most likely get that Water Absorb boost. Sorry, Storm Drain boost. My apologies. Nonetheless, does get it. If he's carrying something like Earth Power, we'll start doing a bit of damage, but it's already poisoned, so there's not much more for him to lose here. He is going to go back out into Lurantis as the Toxic is laid. This is the way Diego gets back in. He's just going to keep doing that damage, slowly chipping away at the teams. We've seen this before. It's 3-4, but those numbers don't always matter. Crobat will always come back in on this Lurantis. Todd not learning his lesson. As you're most likely just going to see another Roost come out of Crobat here. Keep it fully healthy, or you can just even go for Brave Bird, start threatening some damage on things. Circuitry is going to make its way back in. I don't think this is good enough, though, because there is a potential that Brave Bird could kill from this range. Very, very good chance it kills from this range. We'll have to see the damage calcs. Actually, I could do it from right now. Let's see. Crobat and Circuitry. I'll say it after. This is why I'm grabbing the movesets, because I have damage calcs. We're enhanced with knowledge. Let's be real. Crobat does kill with Brave Bird. It will take it out from this range, guaranteed. It is scary to think about that, though, because if he is going to go for the Brave Bird, something has to come in and take it, and Crobat is doing a fair amount of damage. Both players trying to think out their next players. The time is ticking down, but they've got tons of time. Both of them sitting at 270 seconds remaining. What is the play? They're staring each other down. Sweet D making his predictions right now as Todd Skyrim has locked in a move we can see from the timer on the side. What is Sweet D's play? I honestly feel like he knows that he gets the killer. I think Brave Bird is just the answer, but then he has to think about what's going to come out next if this Circuitry is taken out. For Todd, I think he just has to click Thunderbolt. I don't think he's in a position here to threaten. If he sees something like that, yeah. What? Wait. What? Why is this wrong? It told me it would kill. What? My damage calc says it's killing. It's not killing. What on earth? Okay, but nonetheless, the Terrakion will come in. Huh? I'm confused as to why that happened. Anyways, Terrakion is going to come back in. Lurantis is going to make its way in. Should be able to tank a hit and threaten with Leaf Storm. And it might just be Lurantis finishing the game off here. And he is just going to forfeit, ladies and gentlemen. In the first match, his first time ever in ProPokeBowl history, he is going to take a game off of the favored coach in this tournament. And I Am Groot. GG. Todd Skyrim goes up 1-0. I did forget Burn. Thank you. But I think he can still roll it, though, can't he? I think he could have. Let's see. I'm going to have to do that. Oh, it doesn't kill. He was just toast. No, don't download the replay. I don't want that. Hey, well played by Todd, man. He's just gonna handle that very well. I'm pleasantly surprised to see a play like that come through. Although you do have to think about a couple of hacks that did happen. So can't completely take it away from Sweet D. We just get these battles in here. I'll have to format that way later. Nonetheless. Honestly, though, that was a very well played game. I mean, they both played out quite well, but the hacks did come in quite a bit, did cripple the Groot. I think the dancer play was very good coming out of Todd there. But what does he do about that? I'm gonna have to think that with that Xurkitree getting away with that damage, winning that Honchkrow mind game was correct. But to think if that Xurkitree had fallen, this game would have looked a little different because that Honchkrow would have just done a lot more, putting that pressure down, having the Sucker Punch, having the Dark Attack to go against that Chandelure, getting it at the right time, but it was on Todd's side. Yeah, honestly, I don't think there's much to really look at here other than, hey, what's going on? There's not really much to look at here until we see what game number 2 looks like. Because really, I don't know. I feel like it's just hacks that was going to be forcing this. But they're already ready to go in game number 2. They're saying we don't need to make switches. We know what we want. Todd Skyrim hungry for that 3-point beginning. Will I Am Groot roll over? The answer is probably not, but let's get into game number 2 nonetheless, as it will be Todd Skyrim Howard still on that far side with I Am Groot on the close side. Make sure all the coaches drop the timer. There we go. And it's going to be pretty much the same thing coming out here. Right, Bombi is going to be leading against that Weezing. Ooh, Todd maybe reading that. But nonetheless, knowing now, with what we've seen, what will it be? The Sticky Web is going to come out first from I Am Groot. I think that was a really important detail to note, that the Sticky Web will mess over a lot of these things that they were looking to do. Let's make a quick check here on something. That was indeed a choice scarf, as we can tell, but Revelation Dance is going to bring it down to its stash again, as we do see Stun Spore coming through. Very defensive moves here from Raibombi. All it needs is Bug Buzz, so maybe he gets the parry, gets something done, but I think Raibombi has done its work. It's just going to put the Sticky Web down. The Blissey is going to be able to take the damage, but doesn't have to do anything because Alexa, like all other Sky Home thingamajigs, fails. As Lanark's going to be coming in, getting that attack, or getting that speed boost, rather. Can most likely threaten if he's doing this. He is carrying that superpower, which I haven't seen yet, but Crobat says whatever. As never mind, the Defog's just going to come out instead. We've only seen Leaf Storm and Defog on this. I'm assuming it's superpower and knockoff, but we've yet to confirm that, as U-Turn will come out. This is where Groot's just really now getting that momentum, and this is what you want to see, because you see this Weezing come in. What is his answer to the Weezing? It's got to be probably Gastrodon. Try and get the burn, or just try and do something to it. What does he do to this? Maybe it'll be Blissey because he can go for seismic tosses, but Pain Split we did already see, so that'd be a lot of healing for him. But it will be the Blissey coming out, most likely just to exchange Toxic Spikes once again with the Stealth Rock. As it will exactly be that. What it looked like at the beginning of turn 1 for the first match of this series. Here he goes. Seismic Toss is going to come in. The Toxic Spikes are laid. They will be there until they blow him away. But this is a lot of damage, actually. I don't know if Todd wants to do this. He's most likely going to have to go for Pain Split here. He can't risk taking this much damage on a defensive wall. That stops a lot of things going. That's exactly what's going to happen. Full heal, because Blissey is fat. Ooh, I Am Groot predicting the switch here. Potentially into Xurkitree, maybe, but doesn't get it, as the Flamethrower is going to come out. He knows that act well, believe it or not. Todd Skyrim knows he can stay out here as long as he needs to, but he does have to be careful. The more damage he does to Blissey, the less he's going to be able to heal, but luckily for him, Blissey's an HP pool. Literally, just nothing but a giant HP pool for him to leech off of. But this could be what Groot wants, getting him into a position where that Pain Split doesn't actually heal him that much. And then might be able to take him out with the Honchkrow, try and do some extra damage to Gastrodon. It will be the Crobat coming in. That Pain Split does indeed come back out. And like we said, he's not going to get that much healing, so kind of playing around this, might be trying to get some Brave Bird damage down. We saw how much it did last time. needs to keep this Weezing healthy, but it also means something has to come in and take that Brave Burn. This is just going to be the taunt coming out instead. I don't think it's the biggest deal. Circuitry still threatens with a really high special attack stat. So U-turn is going to come out. That's a fair amount of damage already done to that Circuitry. That's one piece of the puzzle for Groot to take this on. Blissey's going to have to take it, but it does have, luckily for him, most likely natural cure, because it makes the most sense when you're not looking for hacks. Toxic does not matter. We will see the Z power come out. I don't think it's going to be enough to take it out. Let's see if it does. It doesn't do enough. Softball, it's going to come through. That's an easy read for Groot, and this is a much better position for Groot to be in. Super healthy, tanking that Z move. That's already a really good resource gone, as the Tail Glow will come through, but we do expect that Toxic just getting the second soft boiled. He will go for the Toxic out knowing he can take the hits, or at least go for another soft boiled. Be at some position here, as +6 is going to come in. Actually, no, what makes more sense to do this much damage? Maybe let Blissey die, and then... yeah, exactly. He's going to let Blissey die, go into the Crobat, threaten with being able to one-shot, or even the Terrakion to one-shot, because it's at a range where it will die, which means that Weezing's going to have to come in. The best interest probably for Groot is to go for the close combat, expecting that Jellicent most likely not coming in anytime soon. But we did see Lurantis come out rather than Weezing last time this Terrakion made its appearance, so what is going to be the switch here for Todd? Because I'm assuming he wants to save this. I don't know what I mean, it would be good, but I don't think he's gonna win the same mind games that he won last time. But he's gonna preserve it. Does go into Lurantis once again. If this is close combat, ooh, that's a lot of damage. Still questioning that decision, but luckily for Skyrim, he's seeing that Life Orb plus that Toxic will start doing a little bit at the very least, and he is just gonna go for the Earthquake kill. If he'd actually double switched into Weezing there, that would have been a really interesting thing, but he also knows that Lurantis has to go for the Defog, because that will be its last chance to do so. Which may confirm that he doesn't have Defog on Oricorio? I think it gets Defog. Either way, we do see this Jellicent coming in. We did see this last turn, didn't we? We saw this last game. Yeah, we did. For one turn when it got tanked up by Gastron. Just remember that. Nonetheless, we are going to see Gastron come back in. It's already going to get Toxic, so anything else it could do. The most that he could have done there is gone for taunts, maybe predicting the Gastron switch, because it's a very simple switch coming in, and then he'd be able to just stop this thing from being able to drop Toxics on anything else. But at this point, this is the position Sweet D wants to be in. You got that Lurantis down, so the rocks are there to stay. That Chandelier's going to be taking a lot of damage. This Weezing's not going to like where it's going to be. The Earth Power is going to get completely dodged by Levitate. But you got +1 Skull. It's going to be doing a lot of damage if Weezing does decide to stay in here. I don't think Weezing can do much else here. He's actually just going to go for the Sludge Bomb. He has to take the damage here before he can go for a Pain Split. But even then, the Toxic's going to mean there's not a lot to heal off of here. And I think, honestly, 44%, I think he might not make it high enough. He does. But the problem here is, well, actually, with all that Toxic damage, maybe they exchanged 1 for 1. He could go for the Soft Boiled. Considering that Weezing is faster, there it is. Yep, it's going to come in. That Pain Split's going to be useless, but he is just going to kill off anyways. Resets that Toxic on the Gastro. Honchkrow can now come in and try and get a Moxie Boost. Here we go. This is Sweet D's way back in. The Chandelure is going to make... oh, God. This could be really painful. The Brave Bird is going to come through. One shot. Gone. Life Orb boosting that up nicely. And I think Sweet D's now got this in the bag. Everything else is pretty much fragile. He will have to threaten with the Circuitry. But, I mean, Sucker Punch is right there. How many mind games can you play when the man can just spam it 8 times and scare you to death? We've seen this before. But Honchkrow, if not handled with correctly, yep, there it is. He isn't going to win the mind game this time, and that should be game number 2 going to I Am Groot. That's a lot of damage for anything to tank, and I don't think anything's got enough in the... unless he's waiting for that Revelation. Yeah, he's paralyzed. It's it. It's game. Sweet D coming back in game number 2, getting a much better start. And keeping this Honchkrow alive mattered so much. Not as much hacks. The Night Slash going to finish him off. Not even knockoff. Just going for that extra damage. A little bit of extra damage with the Night Slash. Todd Skyrim Howard, like the rest of his franchise, is going to be falling slowly, as it will be a 1 point apiece to both teams at the end of this week. Not too bad of a start for a new person coming into the ProPokeBowl, putting on a good show at least in game number 1. Getting a good amount of hacks. Doesn't matter, it's Pokemon. You can play about hacks. You're playing about the wrong game. Colbur Berry is going to come out, but it's not enough after 2 rock switch-ins. And ladies and gentlemen, I am Groot. Taking home game number 2. GG. And that's what we expected to see, that control, that momentum that Sweet D likes to get in his games. That's exactly what it got, and you saw the change. Even though we saw the Weezing up against that Bribombi early, that Sticky Web forced the Lurantis. I think that Lurantis coming out at the wrong time. I really wanted to see Weezing used a lot more, considering that Levitate would have been a great answer to anything. Like, even Stone Edge would do a little bit to the Weezing, but you could threaten if he does have... Well, he had Flamethrower, so we don't know if he actually had anything in terms of the Willow, but... You know, Diego's going to be able to take it, nonetheless. But nonetheless, that's going to be going to both of them. After the break, ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing our second match of the week. Manchester Manectric versus Golden State Greninjas. You're watching the Pro Pokeball Season 5. We'll see you after. Welcome back to the Pro Pokeball Season 5 with our second match of the day. Ivan, I need that sign-in form. Let's go, man. Come on. I need it. I need that stuff. We're going to be getting the second match today, which is going to be the Manchester Manectric up against the Golden State Greninjas. Ivan Valdez 11, the villain, as we described on the Pro Poke podcast you'll be seeing in the next couple of days. The man who gets so much praise and so much flack for people overvaluing or undervaluing him. It is another season for him, one of the most participatory coaches in history, really. He's played in pretty much every single Pro Pokeball. Coming out with a very interesting team coming out here, going for a very defensive start with everything that he grabbed up, going into a full offense in the second half. Scooping up a very interesting team and looking to prove his worth against the Golden State Greninjas. World leader 1 point off of making the playoffs last season, but can still Thunder Punch his way into top 6 if he tries really hard, and I like the team that he's brought this year. Leading off with that Mega Venusaur, and then scooping himself up a little bit of weather flexibility between that Pelipper and the Ludicolo. Aerodactyl will be banned for the Golden State Greninjas, and the Kyurem Black will be banned for Manchester Manectric. Very interesting to see the Aerodactyl banned out. I think that if Aerodactyl did get a little bit of time, could do a lot of damage with its enormous speed against the likes of Ivan's team, although found it very bizarre otherwise, because I honestly thought there were a lot more threats that might actually force Manchester Manectric to have to play around with. Really, I'm curious to see what Pokemon Ivan's going to be bringing out. He is a guy who's not afraid to play pretty much any moveset, makes him work about 50% of the time. But when it comes down to it, you know, Ivan has gone from being really good to really great to then being kind of this mystery man, where sometimes he shows up and it's Ivan on top, and other times just Ivan, you know, really not looking like Ivan. It's kind of strange. You know, you don't want to call it pulling Ivan. I don't really want to call it that, but it's a very wild experience sometimes watching Ivan, because he's phenomenal, and then sometimes he just actually misses the ball on certain things, whether it's a moveset mistake or if he's missing out on some misplay, which everybody makes, but I do have high expectations for Ivan here coming into this. But nonetheless, we'll have to see what World Leader brings this time. Crafted himself a very interesting team. We were talking about it. He actually had one of the best picking experiences this particular Pro Pokeball, with all the positions him kind of being in the top 3 or the bottom 3. But Gam and I were kind of confused with the direction of this team, considering that he had such great opportunities to pick up a lot of pokes and ends up picking up these, which are good, but, you know, having that really solid defensive core looks great, but what is the win condition? We're waiting to see if he's actually just sticking to that rain win condition, or if there's something else that we're not aware of when it comes to World Leaders Theory crafting. The best that we can do is just watch for today's matches and see where he goes with it. As of course, if you guys might notice the graphics that we were using during the battle, they will be prepared for both a series of 2. Every battle during the regular season is a series of 2, so it can end in a 1-1. If there are any numbers that are incorrect, I will try my best to remember. There's a lot of extra things that I have to do this particular Pro Pokeball on top of commentating, which is why I'm not paying attention to chat. But thank you to every single person in chat tonight watching the Pro Pokeball. I hope you continue to support this tournament, as it is a very fun yearly event we do on this channel. I have to do this yearly, otherwise I'm going to have no voice by the time that I'm 35. So you might see some other events coming up, though, that are Pokemon Battle related. Keep in touch with me, and you'll be able to do that. And if you want to find out when that stuff is going to happen, make sure you are paying attention to all of my social medias, as well as hanging out in our Discord. Very nice, comfy place you can go to talk, or just hang out with the company of the digital other. Once we get the participation form in here from Ivan, which just showed up, beautiful. We'll see them both on to Showdown, and we'll get right into it. Thank you very much. I know you have work and all that, Ivan, so I appreciate you being able to get this done on time nonetheless. Here we go. Let's get that imported. Shoutouts to Pokemon Showdown having importable movesets, which is why I have the coaches posted, so I have a little bit extra information. Even if I don't use the information correctly, I still have the info, and that makes sense. Raz, good to see you. By the way, everybody who is hosting the stream, everybody who's doing their part to spread the word about the Pro Pokeball, thank you very much. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Of course, I do have my alerts turned off during this tournament, because it's not about me. It's about the competitors. It's about them reaching to be a Pro Pokeball champion, and for them to pretend and imagine that they are holding up my duck as a trophy. Give it a couple minutes here, and then we'll get right into the matches. Man hitting top 6 every single time versus the man who is just barely out of the top 6 every single time. Pokemon that made our scratch our hands in the Crossman Zygarde here for Manchester Manectric. On the side of Golden State Greninjas, Ambipom. I'm always going to question Ambipom. The Drampa was also a very interesting pickup, but we suspect it has something to do with the fact it could drop Thunders. I don't know, but we'll leave it up to the battles. We're going to have to wait for that. Remember, if you are a viewer, I'm still going to leave this open until the end. If you want to join the Fantasy League, all you have to do is take 2 minutes to say who's going to get positions 1 to 11. Guess who's going to win the tournament? The person with the most guesses goes home with a $10 Steam gift card at the end of the season. Very simple. All you have to do is sit there and click buttons. Let me see if I can get a hold here of Ivan. We're going to be good to go. Where is his name? Now, as you guys may or may not know, because you're not involved with the forms that I am sending to the coaches, every coach has to come in with 6 planned out. They cannot change that order from what they've sent in. So I basically have information on what Game 1 is going to have, although I don't know the moveset. So I see some things, but I mostly will block them out of my mind while I'm commentating to keep it a completely authentic experience. The most that I wanted the first 6 fours, at least Game 1, we can look at some damage calcs to support during the series up to the best that we can do. Alright, here we go. Ivan is almost ready. He's just loading up his team. Once we get that in, we're going to be good to go. We are lenient. We have tons of time. We're making actually really good time. Thank you to everybody for your patience. Can we just actually really quickly shout out how phenomenal this artwork is for everybody who has put in their stuff? I mean, some you're just gonna be like dirt, but you know, otherwise, some of these art for all these coaches, they have done phenomenal work with everything that they made it look great with. So thank you to all the coaches for putting in some fantastic work when it came to just giving that overall great experience. Next season, we're gonna ask for transparencies because we're gonna use even better graphics to show off the battle order for everybody. But yeah, really impressive, and for those who want to show off their art, they are sure as heck doing it. Okay, let's get a quick vote in chat. Who did more work on their thing? I Am Groot or Fortnite Ninjas? Who actually did more work on their art? We need to see this. Just get a quick vote in chat. Just say it out. Like, look at this. This is beautiful, and so is this. We just need to know. I feel like this is extra artwork because Mitch had to put 2 clip art things into Microsoft Publisher, and I know how hard that is. But Groot had to write his name out. He took one picture, but he went for the artistic styling with self-written things. So, I don't know. He free-handed it. That's a bonus. That should be like an instant win for Sweet D. Just saying. Oh my god, I gotta stop clicking that. Alright. The players are ready. Let's get into it. Oh, this music. Here we go! Match number 2 of the night. Game 1 between Golden State Greninjas. Oh my god, get out of here. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Golden State Greninjas on the close side. Manchester Manectric on the far side. Let's take a quick look at the team. On the close side, we do see that rain condition here for the Golden State Greninjas. That's actually pretty much what I was thinking with those 3 Pokemon on the front there. But on the far side, Manchester Manectric, they're going to be showing off that Necroz, which you want to see. And it's actually going to be leading with it, of all things. Let's see how this match plays out. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Ivan's been hungry for that championship since Season 2. He's also looking for that 2-time world leader. He's got to get that top 6 this year. It is due for him. Thunder Punch needs representation. If memes can make it to top 6, we are screwed, but world leader will be happy, and that's what matters. Let's see what we're going to be getting. Scarfed, I think, is a bait name on the Ambipom. I do think that it will be a fake out just coming out here. Necrozma most likely carrying Calm Mind and or Rock Polish, just looking to try and do some damage. I think most times it carries Psychium Z or Steelium Z. Not too sure. But it will be Manchester Manectric thinking about this move, taking his time. Of course, every coach does get 5 minutes in total per turn. The more time they take, the less time they come out with pooled turn after turn, but it will be the Alomomola switch, which is the safest switch, is going to come out here. The fake out is used. We do see Rocky Helmet on the Alomomola. Good piece of information to note for this series, considering if you're going to try and sweep with something off of something physical, you don't want that Infernape trying to go for a hit without knowing that it will kill, because you don't want to take that much damage back between Scald and Rocky Helmets. Now let's see what's going to be going on here. Alomomola, very safe. This is what we want out of Ivan. He likes that very safe defensive core. Even if it means that he can be set up on easily, he is going to have that security of being able to check out, be able to heal up with that regenerator. And having Rocky Helmet will also add a little bit of damage. And this is something we wanted to see with Ivan, is how he's going to work in the damage off of his team. And that's one way of doing it, just getting a little bit of that physical damage being reflected back onto the opponent. And that's going to just bring him closer and closer to getting killed off by something like Absol here. Or Zygarde 10%, depending on what that is being used. Most likely use a Dragon Dance. I think it gets Dragon Dance in that form, if I remember. The Pelipper is going to make it rain as the Wish is going to come out. Once again, that Wish is going to be a great way for him to scout. This is an Ivan. This is already what Ivan wants to do. The Toxic is going to come through as the U-turn is going to happen. He's going to fully heal up as well. In fact, that U-turn was probably not advised considering the Wish was out and he just took recoil damage for no reason. Could have switched out, although probably wanted to just tank the Toxic before something else came in. But Snoop Dragon, looking to drop a Thunder, is the only reason it would come in here. I expect Ivan to see that coming, but the question is, what does he switch into? It would have to be a Stack Attacka. I don't know if Drampa gets Surf. I can't remember Hydro Pump, but nonetheless, there is a Thunder that's going to be dropping from this Mop Dragon. It's going to be the Protect just to check that, and Focus Blast instead coming through. Interesting. Did not expect that. It does get Thunder, right? Maybe it was a good prediction out of Golden State Greninjas, and Ivan's going to sniff that one out. Well played, I guess, by both of them. It's actually a very viable thing to go for the Focus Blast, considering he's probably not going to do a ton of damage with Thunder unless he Specs or something. But if he is Specs, and he is going to be stuck, you'll have to see him switch, because he can't stay in here just taking little bits of damage and Toxic on top of that. Might see the Pelipper come back in just to soak up a second Toxic and then switch back up before it starts taking too much damage. Could also see Ludicolo come in because it gets threatened with Giga Drain, which will hit both Stack Attacka and Alomomola, and then you have to worry about with Ice Beam against that Togekiss when as long as he has Swift Swim active. Nonetheless, let's see what the play is going to be here. Time's ticking down for both of them. Both of them thinking this play out right now. All the power to them. It will be World Leader just left thinking out this play. He's going to be in the Necrozma coming in. Focus Blast isn't going to do a heck of a lot. 22%. That might actually be Specs damage. I don't know. Let's take a look at this really quickly. Nonetheless, this might be the opportunity for Necrozma. Checking to see if it is choice. The fact that he went for Focus Sash could mean that he is Specs. That damage also does smell out Specs, so this could be a Calm Mind or a Rock Polish time for Necrozma. But the other thing is, Necrozma's just going to stall out the last of this rain. Most likely Damp Rock being on that Pelipper, so he will be able to stand here and at least take another turn. In fact, Golden State Greninjas have lost a lot of time with this rain, not getting any value out, but it felt like Pelipper was the switch he really relied on. But Alomomola is just going to like stink that out completely, and if you think about it, probably Scald, U-turn, maybe Roost and Hurricane on that Pelipper. So right now, yeah, we've just seen U-turn, but if it's not running Toxic, then he's going to have a big problem here fighting back against that Alomomola if he doesn't get any damage onto it with Ludicolo. That's his best bet right now, is getting that Ludicolo in to fight that Alomomola. But if that is his win condition, he's got to get it placed. He doesn't have the hazards either, so he's going to have to rely on Fake Outs. He's going to have to rely on trying to pivot here with maybe Infernape and Gliscor and get his own thing going. But if it's going to be both of them trying to get this residual damage and winning with their carry, I think at this time, Manchester Manectric has the better way to deal with this, especially if Ludicolo is gone. 2 minutes left for the Golden State Greninjas. The time is ticking down for them. What is the play that he's going to make? He's doing some damage calcs for consulting somebody right now. Welcome to the stream, Chocolate. How you doing tonight? Napalm, good to see you, man. They're staring each other down. This is one heated battle. Seriously, if anyone hits up the voice actor to Pokemon Stadium and tells them to come on my ProPokeBowl, I would be so freaking happy with that. play along with it 100%. Here we go, 9 seconds left. The Photon Geyser's gonna come in honor of Dagger. Gets half of his HP chunked out, but this is the best he's got. It's gonna have to be a Hydro Pump. He's gonna have to do something to this, because otherwise, I don't know what he's got left. This is his condition that would probably do the best throughout his entire team. Infernape can also do it, but Togekiss needs to be getting the hell out of there, and there's not much to do to that Togekiss with this team. I have a feeling that this is just kind of panic here. Giga Drain's doing next to nothing. Life Orb is going to basically neutralize any of that healing. Photon Geyser comes out again, doing a bunch of damage. Also, I don't remember Ludicolo dancing this slow, but nonetheless, it's no longer the beat. It saddens me. Almost feels like Ludicolo's throwing his hands up going, we don't know the answer. Oh, if you had gone for 2 Hydro Pumps, it would have been the kill, but nonetheless, Necrozma, being a legendary, has a little bit of extra padding on his chest. Takes the water, takes the kill. And that's a big deal for Golden State Greninjas. That was a very important poke for him to take out the likes of Togekiss and other things like that. The Ambipom will be able to come in and threaten that fake out. But again, if he really wanted to get more damage on this Ambipom, he could just switch into a Alomomola, get more Rocky Helmet damage down, and save this Necrozma if he needs it. Necrozma can still attack Drampa if it's not, I mean, I assume it's not Scarf, but if he outspeeds the Drampa, which he most likely will, he can still save that, do extra damage. Ivan's in a really good position. This is when he looks really good. We told you he likes to take point here, point there, and it all adds up to him being in top 6, usually top 3. So now my question is, what does World Leader do? Actually makes the double into the Gliscor as the Alomomola does come out. We did expect this. Does get the free Toxic boost off, so that's a good play for the Golden State Greninjas. The only thing is, he is going to get the Toxic down, so this is important. Very worth being able to tank that damage very well, and now Alomomola has been crippled. Maybe a bit of an oversight here for the Manchester Manectric. Because this does mean that this wall that we were concerned with is going to get worn down, especially since it has to rely on Wish not having leftovers. So that damage, any 6% ticking away, that's a big deal for World Leader make his way back into this. And if this is down, he can use this Gliscor even to potentially fight off, depending on what type of moveset's on that Togekiss. But if he's got an answer for it, he's going to have to figure it out right now, but he's already on his way there with crippling that Alomomola. Fractal, it is the ProPokeBowl. Anything can friggin' happen, trust me. I say it because anything is possible. Nonetheless, the Wish will come through. He is going to be able to heal this off, but he's going to still come out with 18% poison if he does go for the Protect. And he's probably going to do that, then be able to fully switch, knowing that he has a Regenerator as well, so he'll be able to switch to something. What he's going to answer with, I don't know. Might have to go to Togekiss to check to see what Gliscor is carrying, but to get 2 things Toxic, because Togekiss isn't going to be carrying anything to be killing off Gliscor unless he's got HP Ice. I don't even know if that kills. Probably not. No, it wouldn't kill. Do a lot of damage, but not kill. But I don't think he's even going to be carrying that. It's not standard on Togekiss either. Pelipper is going to make his way in, seeing the... Oh, never mind. Togekiss makes its way in before even passing or even taking its own Wish. I feel like Manchester Manectric could have been a little patient there to get their wall fully healed up. Nonetheless, I mean, really, with what this showed, I don't think it was going to touch it unless he got something like that. But here comes the Serene Grace, which is not so serene because it flinches you to death. It is a cruel and unusual death. Togekiss is going to try and take this thing down. This is the last time we'll see Rain come out, as Pelipper is just swept away. This is it. He's got those 5 turns to make use of whatever he wants to make use of with this Rain. After that, Golden State Greninja is just going to cripple. He's only got 60 seconds now to make these plays. He has to make really quick plays to ramp up his turn timer again. Otherwise, he's sitting with making actual timed timers that you'd have to use on Wi-Fi. The Gliscor will make its way in. Let's see what this could have done if he had just stayed in this. He will get the Toxic off, so Manchester Manectric knowing he can do a fair amount of damage. That's a lot of damage, but luckily for Golden State Greninjas, faster and does get the Toxic off. So this means now 2 walls are getting worn down. This could be maybe Infernape trying to finish something off here in the end. If he stalls with Protect on Nightmare Fuel, start adding things up. Wishes will only go so far, but luckily for Manchester Manectric, it is an Alomomola using the Wish, so the Regenerator will keep him a little bit alive. Double switch, here we go again. Necrozma and Drampa facing each other down. Necrozma, like we said, will be faster. Could just go for some damage, maybe sack itself off here. That looks like what the Manectric wanted to do. But now it's going to be able to do it even better because it will get some damage going through. I believe Necrozma gets Focus Blast. And he's going to go for Photon Geyser either way. Makes sense, that's a fair amount of damage. As the Thunder will drop. Necrozma's Thunderstruck. I don't think striking a prison with electricity is your wisest thing because it'll flash all over the place, but here we see the emergence of Absol. Superpower coming right through from this Mega. We know this is Mega. We know it's going for the kill. The play rough, never mind, is even better than the Superpower. He's going to keep his stats going. That's looking majestic from the side of the Manchester Manectric. 5-3 is the score. World leader looking on the brink of not knowing what to do. He's got that Infernape left to try and win, but he's got to answer this team really quickly, as the 3 walls on the side of Manchester Manectric are still super safe, super healthy. Toxic means nothing. We haven't done any damage. The fake out will come in. Another Rocky Helmet. Double Rocky Helmet on the side of Manchester Manectric. What a curious decision, but really, he wanted those physical attackers to just get worn down. I think that's the play that he was looking for here. Says, I'm not stacking hazards, so let's just try and stack passive damage, and I'm all for it. But nonetheless, the Yellow Mole is going to come in. Double hit. Oh, this is not what you want to hit with the Rocky Helmet. Went for that attack on either Rocky Helmet poke. That's a lot of damage for Ambipom. Hell, man, I would have taken Thunder Punch at that time. Even Shockwave. Use something that's not going to rack up all that damage on you, but I mean, Ambipom's going to die no matter what. I guess just make it easier. I don't know. I really feel like World Leader has run out of answers. I don't think his win condition right now is going to be the greatest win condition for him. What will happen here? Because, I mean, Stack Attacker hasn't even shown its face. Zygarde 10% hasn't even shown its face. Yes, you could theoretically get those things low enough and kill off with Infernape, but maybe what he's trying to do is get everything weak, and then that's like an Infernape that'll be scarfed and take everything out in one shot with close combat? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe he's Vacuum Wave Nasty Plot. He could be that too. Like I said, coaches in ProPokeBowl are mostly unpredictable. You have some people that play super standard sets. You could assume some standard things coming out of them, but then you get the odd ones, which is perfectly fine because we like all of it. All of it belongs in the ProPokeBowl because that's all I played with. Timer's running deep for Golden State Greninja's. Only 15 seconds to make a move. He's got 10 seconds to make that play. Otherwise, he's just going to concede. He's going to rack up his time a little bit. The Infernape does have to come in. His Togekiss is also going to make his way in. And now it's crunch time for him. He's only got 15 seconds. The Greninjas have to just start playing non-stop. As here we go. He's just going to make that quick play. Stone Edge doing a fair amount. Air Slash is going to one-shot, and that has to be it. Greninjas have nothing left. There is nothing left for him here. The Stack Attack and the Zygarde are basically lowly unanswerable. Manchester Manectric coming out with the 1-0 lead. GG. And you saw both teams wanted to make that same play, just try and get that residual damage down so they could actually try and sweep from there. But you know, it wasn't looking that clean right now for the Golden State Greninjas. I think Manchester Manectric with the double Rocky Helmet just got more done, but even then, his wall stayed up much more than everybody else's. Let me just place this team. Whoop. See, you can see all the battles right here. Boop. I will format this, don't worry. Yeah, it just felt like Manchester Manectric had the better defensive team here. That's exactly how Ivan likes to play it out. Wear you down with defensive cores and just go from there. But otherwise, well played by both of them. I think Golden State Greninjas had a decent idea, although it is questionable a smidge with what was happening with that Pelipper. I don't think the Rain got much value at all. And I think going for that Giga Drain would have been much better spent going for that Hydro Pump, because if he had gotten that Necrozma down, it would have been at least something that he would have gotten done. And also his Ludicolo would have at least been alive and not even given that much value of being able to kill off his Drampa, so what can we see them both do? I think, honestly, Manchester Manectric going with the same thing. For World Leader, for the Golden State Greninjas, might need to see something else here. Think about the team that he brought. Let's just take a look at this really quickly. I wonder if he could get something done with Empoleon on his team. I feel like I think the Golden State Greninjas need a better defensive wall, like defensive pivots here. Need something better to make it through. There wasn't even rocks in that game. So I think something like Empoleon would add that extra residual damage for them and just try and get something going like that. Not too sure otherwise. But in the end, I mean, it also comes down to drafts. Of course, these coaches cannot trade until after this week. So coaches will be able to submit trades this week, being able to trade a Pokemon of the same tier or lower, as per the tiers that we saw as of July 4th or something like that. Or whenever I did it, 3rd. Keep in mind, if you did see the Smogon announcement, by the way, Mimikyu was moved to UU, but Initiator, who has Mimikyu, is still treated like an OU Pokemon because it was the time that he drafted it. So you'll still have to use it as an OU or trade it as an OU. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, I really think the Golden State Greninja just needs a better defensive core at this point. Needs to be able to tank it a little bit more. We saw that Air Slash do a lot of damage to the Infernape. It needs something that could take a hit or two and put something down. Also knowing there's double Rocky Helmet. I don't know, he's gonna, like, Drampa, try and get some value, but it's gonna take a fair amount of damage. Could get flinched out by Togekiss as well. I liked how he got the crippling down on the Alomomola, but Ivan was too safe. So let's see what they're gonna want to do here. Game number 2 coming up in the next 3 minutes. Of course, if you're curious to see based on the teams and what you've seen so far, and you want to guess and participate in Fantasy League, make sure you go over to that fantasy link. All you have to do is take 2 or 3 minutes out of your time to guess who's going to get between 1st and 11th, say who's going to win based on draft or based on what you've seen today. You have a chance to win a $10 Steam gift card at the end of the season. Season does go for 11 weeks. You can see the bracket. Where did I put that? What was that link? Hey, mods, I showed you that link, right? Yeah, totally. Yeah, I totally did. I don't remember where it is. It's not here. Damn it. I keep forgetting it's an 80% chance with Shaman. Because I see the 40% I go, man, 40%'s OP, and then I go, oh yeah, Shaman's got 80. Damn. Or sorry, Skyman. Should probably clarify that. 60% on Air Slash, 80% on Seed Flare, both stab. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Keep in mind, the match is coming up after this. We will have the TC Thunders versus Miami Lionel wherever the hell Jillip is. The Las Vegas Golden Lucaris versus Ice Cold. And our featured matchup of the day between the Sarasota Suicunes and the Fortnite Ninjas, where you'll be able to bet your Nubits. Do exclamation Nubits, see how many you have. You can bet upwards to 30,000 Nubits on the results of that match. Get yourself a nice boost of Nubits for future participations in the chat lock, or I turned that off. Why did I turn that off? I didn't turn that off. It's just delaying. Don't worry about it. Or to be able to put worships towards getting new names in our future Nuzlockes. We are primarily Nuzlockers here on the channel, but this is our yearly community event. Thank you to everybody who makes this a fantastic season every single season. 4.5 years on Twitch and going strong. To think that I used to play competitive in 5th gen, gave up on it because I burned out in 6th gen, then 7th gen, I'm just like, I love watching this! That's all I'm here for. War Leader, we're just waiting on your confirmation. And then we're going to get right in a match. Here we go! They're waiting for the time. Alright. Game number 2 is upon us. What does this do if I just do this? Nope, that's the wrong song. There we go. Game number 2 between the Manchester Manectric and the Golden State Greninjas. Golden State Greninjas looking to at least take 1 point back in this week. We do see that Flygon coming out, and actually, you know what, just bringing 5 new pokes. Ooh, bringing out the bench here, as we do see the same team coming up from Manchester Manectric. Timer, boys, and here we go. So what is this going to change now for the Golden State Greninjas? Has a little bit of an answer to the stack attack, and now with that Flygon going for Earthquake, I guess he has just, I think, more offense to take on the defense of the Manchester Manectric, so that's pretty good, I think. It's going to help him out a little bit better. If it's most likely a Mega Venusaur, so it's going to make him a very tanky defensive line, but it will be the Mega Absol leading off here against the Barrel. Gotta be careful, because I believe the Barrel does get superpower. You don't want this thing getting smashed in super early. Absol can go for a superpower itself, but I don't want to risk missing that and then taking your giant offensive Pokemon, just getting it wrecked by Canada's mascot. Go us. But here we go. Both of them are thinking it out again. They did this in game 1, just trying to think out what's going to be going on. It will be both of them just sitting here, stewing in their decisions. Honestly, I think Manchester Manectric need to make a switch here because the Bibarel, you know, it's not going to do a hell of a lot, but he's going to stay and just go for the superpower. Does he get the kill? He knows he gets the kill. One-shotting Bibarel. Frankly, I'm a tiny bit surprised, but I'm not because it's Bibarel. Either way, does get the one-shot. Good start here for Manchester Manectric. If the Golden State Greninjas were looking to maybe go for its own superpower, didn't end up getting it. Even Aqua Jet would have been worth there to just get a little bit of damage on it, but he obviously was going for other play to try and just wreck the Absol on other means. But now, what do you switch into here? We know that he's down an attack step. Venusaur should feel pretty safe. Knockoff won't do a lot. Play Rough will do okay. Superpower won't do much. So, with the -1 attack drop, it could just be a free Mega of his own. Just maybe go for Sludge Bomb, or even just Giga Drain, because you don't want to go for the Sleep Powder, considering, well, actually, he could go for it, because even if he stayed in and Magic Bounced it, it won't affect Mega Venusaur. So that's a thing. And it will be that Venusaur coming in fact. Come on, Aerial Ace Absol, do it. Necrozma will be the one coming in. Hello, Mega Venusaur. My hated friend Sludge Bomb will do next to nothing to this Necrozma. But at least now he does have this Mega set up. He's got that defensive core between that Empoleon and that Venusaur. And most likely, I'm assuming that Cloyster is going to be his spike setter. Knowing World Leader, he's got spikes on that Cloyster. But now, where does he go from here? Necrozma's just going to fire off Photon Geyser. It doesn't lose anything from doing it. It will have to be, unless he predicts. If Ivan predicts that Empoleon coming in, could go for the fighting move. Didn't do it last time when he thought something should get blasted, but not too sure. I'm also curious to see what the hazard situation is going to look like this game. We didn't see it last time, and also because the Absol could kind of just screw up your hazards. So now Manchester Manectric, seeing that coming, could still use that Mega Absol to great utility with its ability. I don't know. World Leader definitely taking his time to think this one out again because he knows the inevitable is going to come. There's just a giant Photon Geyser going through. He's going to opt for the seed as a Stealth Rock comes through. Okay. Safe for World Leader. Ivan opting for that setup. This is actually really good for Empoleon to come in now. Because with Empoleon's not going to take any damage. He's just going to heal most of it off with Leech Seed. So, good for him. I do expect the rocks to come out of here from Empoleon. So he's going to go for it. He is going to go to Zygarde 10%. Makes sense, but if Skull comes through, that would hurt. But Stealth Rock is set up. Feeling safe in here. Wants to go for that 1,000 arrows. See how much it actually does. Ooh, not half. And Toxic comes out instead. Maybe fearing the DD? DD happens on this thing, right? Yeah. We're learning. There will be the Protect. He is checking. It just looks to be doing damage here, but he's just going to tank it again. Just trying to wear this thing down, I guess. We'll go for the Scald, get some damage. Ooh, nice crit for Greninjas. We already know he needs damage, and he'll take any crit he can get right now. I will tell you right now, Shark King, it is, it's different, nonetheless. We could see Empoleon going down here, but did get a lot of damage down. If it does go down, it'll be a 1-for-1 because Toxic will tick the Zygarde to death. Does Ivan want that? He will live by coming in because he'll resist Stealth Rock, and then Poison will only do 6%, so he could get one more hit off. And he is, in fact, going to opt for that as Mega Absol comes in. Could have been super worried about another Skull being clicked off, so I'm actually surprised. And then, you know what? Protect does make sense. I forgot that Protect could be run on Pokemon. So, okay, makes a good call. I thought Skull was just going to be coming out and be like, yeah. But obviously, Greninjas know more about playing Protect than I do. I think World Leader's also a VGC player, so he just carries Protect on a lot of things, too. I don't. I like offense. Sucker Punch was going to happen as the Mega Venusaur comes in, staring each other down. If this thing does have Psycho Cut, it's going to use it now, and they're just going to exchange a lot of damage to each other, which I think Mega Absol will come out on top because it's going to move faster. I think a crit might actually kill Mega Venusaur. Let's see, the Necrozma just says, hey, I'm the better Psychic user here. Leech Seed comes out again, getting the heal on that Mega Venusaur, and also just putting pressure on this Necrozma. Honestly, this helps him out a lot, because he didn't have a lot. It would be mostly a 2 or 3 hit KO on this Necrozma while it's just firing back super strong Psychic stabs. So, this is good for Greninjas. This is the damage he wants to see. I mean, he could be going for the Sludge Bombs, get a little bit extra damage, maybe some poison out, but at least he's keeping his stuff alive by giving them a little bit of HP here and there. Curious what that Flygon set's going to be as well. But Greninjas are once again running that timer down. They only have 90 seconds left in their pooled time, so Flygon is going to be the switch in. Let's see how well it takes the hit. Photon Geyser comes through. Whew. Fair amount, but if he's coming in with this, let's see, does outspeed. So he's just threatening to get the kill, most likely with, I'm assuming Outrage. I don't think Earthquake kill from there? It might. Based on the damage we were seeing, it might kill from there, but I think Outrage would definitely kill. But he's not going to want to lock himself in, so I'm expecting to see... Oh, it could be U-turn as well. He could just go for U-turn and switch to something to tank up the hit and then soak it up again. What if he goes, like, U-turn into... Oh, he just gets the kill. Never mind. I completely underestimated Flygon's power. Me silly. Gets the kill. There he goes. And we do see the Life Orb on the Flygon, so flexible here. As long as he's not going for U-turns on a Alomomola, he should be fine to just fire off a lot of hits without any repercussions. Once he starts going for Outrage, that'll be a different thing here. Sucker Punch is a potential on Mega Absol, but also the fact that Mega Absol just outspeeds Flygon is just going to go for the Zen Headbutt and get the kill on the Flygon. Mega Absol paying off really well here. I'm just thinking back to Ivan's ban of the Aerodactyl against the Golden State Greninjas. I'm trying to think, what would Aerodactyl done? I guess Stone Edge Earthquake from Aerodactyl would have done something here, but I don't know. Like, sure, he's got a lot of moves to be super effective against Manchester Manectric, but I thought he had enough to draft around it. But nonetheless, I guess, hey, one less thing to think about, and he's doing really well right now. I can't speak. 5-4 up, looking to take 3 points at the start of the season. More points the merrier. But nonetheless, we are going to see that fake out fly out against the Alomomola. Just kidding, low kick. I read that wrong. I thought the hand and the foot looks the same. I'm also a kinesiologist, keep that in mind. And you can't blame me, it's got hands. Why would I expect Ambipom to kick with something when it has 2 giant hands on its back? Mega Venusaur is going to make its way in. Toxic won't do anything. Skull will be doing next to nothing. Thick Fat also reduces the damage that Burn's going to do to it, I believe. It still does that? I don't remember. I think it does. And nonetheless, Venusaur's great here against the Alomomola. You could see something switching in here. Regenerate's going to heal up the Alomomola to full. Stack Attack is going to come in, take the Giga Drain, no big deal. Oh, ends up going for Sludge Bomb. Maybe he predicted the Toga Kiss because more specially defensive, but hey, that's just an absolutely free switch for Manchester Manectric. Gyro Ball comes through. Oh, that's a 2-shot on the Mega Venusaur, but Leech Seed at least. We're doing something. Oh, Synthesis coming through as a Trick Room is set up. Oh, this could be a nasty next 4 turns, as this will do a lot of damage. However, Giga Drain should be okay here with all the healing he's going to be getting. He actually ends up going for the HP for some reason. Could barely live the kill on a low roll with the Stack Attack against the Mega Venusaur. I don't want to rely on that, though. Giga Drain there. He doesn't have it, actually. I just realized he doesn't have Giga Drain. He's just going to be taken out, so Stack Attack and getting boosts here. Defense boost doesn't matter. He does get the kill on a big defensive Mon and goes for the double healing, but not the double healing we expected. Cloyster has to come in. Actually, it's just going to be Empoleon, which will be outslowed and probably killed with Gyro Ball. Okay, Protect comes in. Yeah, sure. Not anymore. What am I saying? Earthquake. Okay, so he might have enough healing here, but I'm pretty sure Earthquake will kill Empoleon from this range. Stack Attack is kind of a big, bulky dude with a lot of damage behind his 4 really weak things. Oh, he gets the double. Get out of here, World Leader Jeebus. Okay, maybe it gets a bit sketchy now he doesn't get the kill, but the Figgy Berry doesn't matter. He's pretty healthy now. Oh, man. depending on what he's running on the Empoleon, could maybe not get the kill fire off a Skull, try and get the kill on the Stack Attacka. But he still doesn't have a lot left. He doesn't have that Gliscor to handle the Mega Absol or the Zygarde. Maybe he gets the burn, doesn't get the burn. Earthquake will get the kill. Oh boy. It's looking bleak for the Golden State Greninjas. Not much left. This better be Shell Smash and live a hit. Otherwise, it's basically over for the Golden State this week. Gonna have to start off with no points under his belt. Manchester Manectric, though, like we said, doesn't matter who he's playing against, will get that value. That's not gonna get the kill unless he crits. Ooh, it's not enough. It's really not enough. Resisting it. Here comes the super mega hit. Kablam. But lives enough to be able to get the Leech Seed off on Stack Attacka. But at this point, Mega Absol just says hello and finish it off between a knockoff and a superpower. GG to the Manchester Manectric. Doesn't... Whoa! Wait a minute! He was faster and he went for Sucker Punch. Okay, now he has to play around this a little bit because, yes, he still has Sucker Punch, so he could just spam it for a little bit here. But, you know, could have just gone for the kill. Does get the kill anyways. That was a bit scary. As now Ambipom versus the world. It'll go for Fake Out, and it'll just sit there and maybe go for a Thunder Punch. Oh, barely doesn't get the kill. And if it's not Absol, the two defensive Pokemon will finish it off. GG 2-0 for the side of the Manchester Manectrics. Fantastic beginning to their season. Oh, boy. These types of battles are important if you want to keep up at the top. You take the match against anybody that you can from the beginning, but, you know, you could say on World Leader, maybe just didn't have the proper answers against this. We'll have to see what he can do when it comes down to his future weeks, when he makes some trades and fixes up his team a bit, but nonetheless, a great game across it. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. I don't know. It just felt like Ivan's defensive core just was too much, and he played around it very, very well against World Leader. World Leader didn't have the correct answers, or if he did, he switched out for other answers, and then those answers were answered. So, might be able to look back on these games and think to himself, well, maybe I just made some misplays, especially some misplays with certain movesets. Usually we do see people falling because of their movesets. Very common thing to find the ProPokeBowl. And I mean, team building is fairly difficult, especially when you don't have non-stop practice with it, so... World Leader is just 1 week. He's got 10 more weeks to go on and still try and get some points here. We're going to be back after this next break where we're hopefully going to be seeing the Transverse City Thunderous going up against the Miami Milotics. You're watching the ProPokeBowl Season 5. See you in 6. I keep clicking the wrong thing. See you in 6. Welcome back to the ProPokeBowl Season 5. We are awaiting our match number 3 between the Miami Milotics and the Transverse City Thunderous. We know not much about the likes of Jillip and his battling stuff, but we do know that he drafted himself a pretty cool team. Tons of wall breakers, just tons of offense, liking that he also built himself a little bit of flexibility here with a ton of revenge killers, looking to do a bunch of damage to anybody who can't take it and can't fire back at the same rate. But we did see the Transverse City Thunderous in the preseason to Season 5, and he was looking pretty good. Definitely plays the aggressive style, which is what helped him match quite a bit. When it came down to the likes of how he played it out, similar to when he was back on the team with Oxum in Season 4 near the end of the season. It definitely looked like he likes to ram face, and we'll have to see how much he can actually do that with this team. Basically what we saw from the draft that Gam and I were talking about on the ProPoke podcast, which, by the way, will be out in the next couple of days. It looks like he definitely wants to build around that Volcarona. I think it's just a very good Pokemon for him to utilize. If he could do it well enough, get his aggressive team in there, he should be able to clean up his sweep with it against the majority of teams. Not against every team, but it looks fairly comfortable, and it doesn't help anybody when he gets a Lowland Ninetales with an aggressive team. That Aurora Veil with the instant hail setup is quite potent, plus Ice Fairy being phenomenal offensive typings will help him quite a bit with being able to do a bunch of damage. And honestly, when we take a look at what has been banned, let's take a look at those one more time. Miami Milotics did lose their Machamp, which I actually was kind of thinking about. I'm going, you know what? They did lose their Machamp because it looked like it was just a lot of free hits that Machamp could do if it was using AV. That's what I was kind of thinking of. Not too sure if that was the reason that Sharking took it away, but it was a lot of free dynamic punches, just a lot of damage it could be doing. And didn't get a ban from Jillip against Transverse City, so he's basically got pick of the litter here from his entire roster. And I mean, that's all on the coaches if they don't want to ban, but I mean, it's there. You might as well use it. It also gives you an idea of how coaches will build around certain Pokemon being gone from their teams. But we'll have to see. We're just awaiting if Jillip will answer. If not, we will push a series up and give Jillip time. We don't actually know where he's going to be. But in the event that Jillip does not show up tonight, he will be just giving a 2-0 over to the Thunderous, and it will also be a strike. The way that we use the ethics this time around is you only get 2 strikes. If you are missing too many battles in a singular competition, you will be removed. Regardless of what the reasoning is, obviously we are very accommodating and try and keep everybody as flexible as possible. I am grateful enough that people do want to do this tournament, and it does require as much participation out of you as it does out of me. I do more, but I mean, that's my show. That's the point. But, you know, in the end, we do need to keep the show going, and just giving people 3 points every week doesn't feel that great. So, also messes up the Fantasy League. By the way, I'm going to keep posting this. Make sure you keep going with this. But nonetheless, we will push up Ice Cold versus Las Vegas Golden Lucario's up just to give him some time if something is going on. We'll have to see. Well, no, you're good, Tyler. You know, boss, that's why we have the strike system. The strike system I could have been so much meaner with, but I'm actually quite accommodating with the strike system. So, don't you worry. But nonetheless, it is an online tournament. You do have to understand that online tournaments do require a lot of just organization between time zones. I got someone battling from Australia. I got the West Coast, East Coast, Central, all of these things. You have to watch for times, and it does become difficult, and things happen. You don't know because you're not talking to the person 24/7, so got to be accommodating at some point. Let's take a look at more with these teams and what we may expect coming out of this. The Miami Milotics, like both these teams are actually quite aggressive, which is why I want to watch this battle in particular, because I think it's really neat to see that when Miami just has a bunch of raw power and just trying to do as much damage as possible, you can set this stuff up, but I do see a lot of hazards stacking here between a Zelf and Nihilego, and the Ferris Seed, and then you also have the Spinning and the Defogging come out of something like Cryogonal. I believe, who's his Defogger? I forget. Either way. Oh no, Florge gets Defog, right. But, well, we see a lot of raw power coming out of the Miami Milotics. Thunderous has some more setup here. The Gyarados and the Volcarona look pretty good to set up either the Deity or the Quiver Dance, respectively, to try and finish things off. But really, it's going to be that Alolan Ninetales. With that not being gone, he has 8 turns of Reflect and Light Screen, which gives him an easy setup time, but also gives him some easy pivoting to try and get damage off against his opponents, and then go into his setup sweepers to finish him off in the end, hopefully within those 8 turns. I do suspect, though, with the way the teams are built, if people kind of wait out that Alolan Ninetales and get it gone at some point, it does feel a bit risky for him to keep playing on. I do see him kind of falling off in a mid to late game if he doesn't have a setup. It does feel like hey, I gotta get this all done in 8 turns, but I will win if I do type of team. But again, Shark King is a very smart player. I don't think it's gonna be that feast or famine for him, or if it is, he will play around it well enough. So... Alright, you know what? We'll give him some time here. Let's just keep the show going. We'll just go over to match number 4. We'll be between Las Vegas, Golden Lucario, and Ice Cold. If Anish and Koma could please start setting up, let's just call them out here. Wait, Anish is not... Oh, yeah, he is here. Let's just go to the next match. No big deal. We'll give him the 5. We'll give him 5 minutes to set up as well. Let's talk about that. We're good to get in when Jillip gets around, but the Las Vegas Golden Lucarios versus, Anish, not Fortnite Ninjas yet. We got Mysterious Player. We got a player that is trying his best to make it up in the Pro Pokeball leagues. Hasn't made top 6 yet, but doesn't mean that he's out of it. And for sure with this team that he kind of got, this was the most pick offense first, pick defense later type of team we could have seen in drafting. Gam and I were very, very surprised that he ended up getting away with this, but not even getting away with it, just being lucky enough to being able to get a defensive core in the end. Was looking a bit sketchy with some of the picks, but nonetheless, he's going to be rocking that Scissor Lopunny. And really, I think with Feeny being banned and Anish losing Mawile, Feeny being banned does hamper the Las Vegas Lucarios quite a bit, because there's a lot of defense that's lost from that. The defensive core of Tentacruel, Kofagrigus, and Roserade's okay. Tapu Fini makes that better with Defog and just being a better typing and just overall a more flexible Pokemon. Can go aggressive, go defensive, but it's just really good at being defensive. And from what I'm seeing here, definitely building around Scizor or Lopunny, or both if it's non-Mega Scizor, which would probably be his better option. I was describing that Mega Lopunny, outside of using something like, I think it gets Swords Dance or Power Up Punch, it's difficult for it to get it used because it's so fragile. If it gets hit when it's trying to get in and use its moves, if it doesn't get the kill, it's like Mega Absol. It can just get picked off. And, you know, Mach Punch is a thing that will be super effective against it. So if Priority is super effective against you, you're kind of fragile. I need to see Koma use this correctly. It's a super powerful Pokemon, but it needs to be used to certain effectiveness. Otherwise, I don't see Koma being able to play this out. Koma is very much a player who also is similar to Ivan in a sense that needs a solid defensive core. And I feel like with the positions that he had in the pick order, he didn't grab that, but he did try to favor the offense. So maybe trying to go for a different strategy. Maybe Koma's been practicing something that we don't know. But either way, I'm curious to see what he's going to do here, because he has the most potential for him to use the trade pool to his advantage. And of course, after week 1, teams are going to be looking way different. I know a lot of coaches are looking to trade out a lot of pokes. Of course, the way the trades work, once they trade out a poke or trade in a poke, they can no longer be traded again. They are permanently stuck on the team, but they can trade every week 1 Pokemon at a time. So they can play around with their team, and they can just try and grab some fixer-uppers, but kind of nervous about Koma's team in this state. On the side of Anish, though, I'm really excited to see Trick Room. You know he's playing Trick Room. Most of his picks are catered towards being that slow kind of setup, the Trick Room and go. And the nice thing about this, compared to what we saw last season with the Okeechobee Tauros, is these Pokemon actually can do stuff by themselves by utilizing their own Trick Room and winning, whereas Okeechobee Tauros showed us the weakness of singles Trick Room, where if you're trying to set it up and get it into another Pokemon, you lose a turn on that, and it's very difficult to get away with that scot-free. You're going to get some cheesy kills, and yes, he got into the playoffs as 5th seed, but I do think that Anish here, with having that a little more knowledge and as well having the better Pokemon for Trick Room, is going to be able to make this work. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit here. So let's see. I'm super excited to get into his match. Let me just set up the sets here for them, and then we'll get right into it. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Do appreciate you showing up for this every single time. Oh my god, no! Uh-oh, I'm lagging. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Keep the show. No Monka S yet. All they do is spam the green frog. Hey, Coma, next time you need to do the exporting because I need your movesets, dude. It's fine. We'll make use. We'll make do. It's okay. Make sure you guys fill out the weekly sign-in forms. You're putting the exported. I even put a picture there and circle what you have to click. Copy and paste that into the 6 Pokemon starting, and then we'll go from there. No biggie. I've got the names, so you know I know what he's starting with. Why is that updating? There we go. Let's check in on the coaches if they're ready on the side of Showdown. It's not Transverse? What is it? Did I read it wrong? Oh no, I'm being told it's not Transverse. What is it? Oh, Traverse! Oh! Oops. Well, you're Transverse now on the podcast. Immortalized for 3 hours of me calling you that. My bad. They're both into the battle. Okay, here we go. Let's clear this up here. Let's do this. Excited to see what Coma could do into this, and welcoming Initiator to the ProPokeBowl. Oh, buddy. Where am I here? Where am I here? Where am I here? I'm looking for their names. There we go. Are we ready, chat? I don't think we're ready. I don't think we're ready. We're ready. Let's get into it. Game number 1. Icy Inishi, representing Ice Cold. Couldn't get the name. It's fine with me. On the far side. Las Vegas Golden Lucario's on the close side. What do we got? So we're looking like we got actually a fairly big team here on the side of Coma. And on the far side, there's that Trick Room we were expecting. Duh. But that's a fairly interesting team bringing out here. He's got his Crabominable, which is going to start adding towards that usage that... Oh, did I not save that? There we go. But there we go. Nonetheless, this is going to be a Klefki versus the Mesprit lead. Mesprit does need to be a little bit careful. Klefki can get away with a lot of stuff. He's going to just start off with that Thunder Wave. Hey, but a Lumberry is going to come through. And Trick Room's set up. What a surprise. Trick Room's happening. So with Trick Room being set up here, let's talk about this. The Thunder Wave will actually help a little bit in Trick Room, but so here's what you need to think about with Trick Room. It makes a slower Pokemon move first for 4 turns. So if you're going to see this type of stuff set up, you need to see the Pokemon getting as much value as possible. So having that flexibility in the moves that can be used and the typings that can be abused will be the most important thing here for Initiator on that far side. The Crabominable is going to make his way in. Everything being shiny, such an Inish thing to do. But nonetheless, the Spikes is going to come through, the Earthquake's going to go through. That's a lot of damage you don't want to see in your defensive Pokemon already, but this is what Trick Room needs to do. Just get that damage out as many times as it can. And it is just going to be favoring getting rid of this Klefki in exchange for 2 layers Spikes. I kind of like the play considering that the Spikes will make it very difficult for the Pokemon to have to switch. But what has to switch when Crabominable is just claiming lives? One shot from close combat from Crabominable. That's the value you're looking to get with Trick Room. The Claydol is going to make its way in, will threaten with Psychic, and will most likely one-shot this Crabominable. But he goes for Earth Power instead. Interesting players. Ice Hammer, boom! Every single eye smashed in. Is that Vitreous? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. The carry on the side here for Inish is looking great as the Lopunny is going to make its way in. Most likely going to be the Mega to get up here and just try and kill either with Fake Out or just go for the high jump kick and get the kill. Maybe it can actually go with the -1 defense and go for a Power Punch and try and start setting up and do something. But, I mean, he's already lost a lot of Pokemon. It's just looking like Inish's free win here so far. As the Ferrothorn is going to make its way in, we are going to see the Mega come out. The Fake Out does come through. That's going to be some Iron Barbs damage going on to it. On top of Rocky Helmets, that's a lot of recall given back to the Mega Lopunny. Honestly, he could have probably gone... Oh, he was maybe fearing... No, he's got Scrappy. He can kick Mimikyu, which is what makes Mega Lopunny super scary. But goes to the Power Punch now as Leech Seed is going to come in. This Lopunny's been wasted. It's over. That's the game. Like, there's nothing left. Forearm Protect's going to come through. Fire Punch does come out. Doesn't matter. The Lopunny's been basically brought down to a crisp as it could try and sweep a kill. Slowbro is a thing, and so is Mimikyu, as it's going to be able to tank it up with the Disguise. Tank it up, just get more Leech Seed damage through. Cannot go for the Shadow Sneak, but knows it could take a hit and then go for... Well, actually, it probably can't take a high jump kick. It a one-shot. As Drain Punch does come out, it can resist. Actually, it wouldn't... it might have one-shot if he went for it, but nonetheless, tanks the hit. Play Rough comes through. Stupid Pokemon with his Pikachu face. It's 2v6, ladies and gentlemen. It's not looking phenomenal. Yes, Roserade could come in, drop a Sludge Bomb, and try and get the kill on this. I do expect Inish to try and preserve the 6-0 by going into the Ferrothorn. He doesn't. He, in fact, says, nah, I'm just going to Trick Room. That's the point of my team. Let's see. Kyurem is going to make its way in. As the HP, most likely fire, comes through, does a little bit of damage. I'm really curious. I think we do have a good point here with the Scizor maybe being the sweep, but ooh, went for the HP instead of the Ice Beam. Interesting. So that's probably HP fire, considering he maybe thought that Scizor would come in. Now, the Ferrothorn is going to make its way in. There's probably more damage than Inish expected to take from this entire matchup in general. But, hey, doesn't worry about that Scizor, and if a +2 does come out, actually, ooh. He's predicted a little too hard here. He's going to be taken out. He's really afraid of that Scizor because Scizor does sweep his whole team. Now it's a Pokemon down, which means... And Trick Room's gone too, so it's not like Slowbro can come in and just threaten with a Psychic move or Flamethrower or whatever. So what's the next play? Is he in his own head right now? I don't know. This is kind of rampant for what it should have been. Actually, now that I look at it, what does he? He has nothing for Scizor. Like, literally, he's got Slowbro, so that's the only thing he's going to be going with. And it's most likely a Mega Slowbro, so he can't even get crit. But if there's a bug move on that Scizor and he doesn't have... If that's not Mega Scizor, that could take a lot of damage from knockoff. But U-turn would also do a lot if he's set up at the right time. So, I mean, he's kind of lucky there. He's going to go for the Healing Wish. The Sludge Bomb is going to come out. What's he going to switch into? Most likely Crabominable. Or, yeah, it will be Crabominable. Let's try and put some damage on here. We'll get that full heal from Healing Wish. We'll be able to go for the Ice Hammer. Take this thing out. Oh, he misses, though! As the HP Fire is going to come into a fair amount of damage. One more miss, and it's looking even worse here. For the side of Icy Inish, he does get the Slam Jam, but now Scizor is in. He can go for the Superpower on the Scizor, and he should be safe enough to finish this. It's not going to be a Mega Scizor. Here he goes. It's a fair amount of damage. Should be feeling safe enough. The Trick Room will also wear out in time. Maybe not, though. Actually, you know what? This could just be... Nah, he still got the Slowbro. He should be safe. He should be safe. Would have been nice if he could have gotten Slowbro in just to go for that Trick Room kill with Flamethrower. I'm assuming he has it. Oh, man. This looked a little different than what I thought it would be. Just a smidge. As he is going to be able to take up the Crabominable, but hey, please send in that Slowbro to get Bug Bitten and die. I don't think so. Actually, it might. You know what? Does he have it? He might have Bug Bite. I definitely see Coma being a Bug Bite person to get that Technician boost. Here we go. He's going to go for the U-turn. He doesn't get enough damage down. And blessed be Inish. That could have been a straight sweep. But nonetheless, game one, luckily, honestly, going over to the side of Ice Cold. GG. That's a close amount of damage that you don't want to see your team taking. But, you know, if we saw it played better, Coma could have just swept with that whole thing. Kind of an oversight from me and maybe from him as well, but I think that was supposed to be part of my analysis that I forgot to put in this. Like, you know, Bug Steel does destroy Inish's team. Which is another weakness that you will see when it comes down to the likes of Trick Room is a lot of Pokemon are fairly the same types that have to be used in Trick Room, or the Trick Room setter is going to be fairly similar typings, whether it could be Psychic or Ghost or stuff like that, so. Ooh. It's a tough one to manage, though. We'll have to see. Let's see if Coma can actually play that out better. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Wait, why is this not... Repeat. No, we need shuffle. There we go. Let's see if we can actually play out that stuff better. So, Coma has a Pokemon that will destroy all of Inish's team. The question is, do we give enough credit to Coma to use said Scizor correctly? Mega Scizor might have been bulky enough here. Actually, it might have been better than Lopunny to really just be that bulky, set up the Swords Dance and win type of thing. Knowing that +2 will do that much damage to the Mega Slowbro, if he plays around his normal Scizor better, he might be okay to bring that thing low enough and just threaten with the U-turn and kill off all of Inish. But Inish seeing that, does he have an answer to Scizor? I don't think he does. He really doesn't. Ferrothorn, I guess, if he's not, like, Superpower would kill. Scizor at, or Ferrothorn at plus, well, with some damage, not at play. He'll not live at +2, that's for sure. So what do we need to see? We need to see the Vegas Lucario. We need to see the Las Vegas Lucarios get more damage down. Maybe bring a Kofagrigus. I kind of think just more crippling here, more stacking hazards. Like another, maybe getting that 3 layers up there from Klefki. Paralysis is not the best against Trick Room, but it's not terrible because you can still kind of get that cheese on him. So it's not the absolute worst that he did that, but at the same time, he needs to be able to answer and get that Scizor in a much more comfortable position. Because then he'll clean it up. I don't know. I think just more bull coming out here. I don't think Claydol is the right thing to bring in here. Maybe you do bring that Kofagrigus. Maybe bring the Tentacruel. Just bring that defensive core we want to see. I don't see Snorlax doing much of anything here against Inishi either. Yes, it's slower, but it's not going to finish off any of the carries that are just going to destroy you back regardless. Unless it's carrying Fire Punch Ferrothorn. It's not doing a hell of a lot otherwise for him. I believe in Koma to be able to pull this out. I think he just needs to play Game 2 a little bit better. Show that he can pivot around his Pokemon a little more and just get Scizor in. That's all there is to it. He's just got to get Scizor into this. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't see Jill up tonight, the next match will be between the Sarasota Suicunes and the Fortnite Ninjas. You'll be able to bet your Nubits and make a bunch of Nubits off a win if you do predict the correct amount of winnings, either 2-0 towards the Sarasota Suicunes, 2-0 towards the Fortnite Ninjas, or a 1-1. Get it right, you go home with a lot of Nubits. This stream will most likely be going for about another hour, boss, so you have tons of time if you need to go anywhere. Don't you worry. Oh boy. And it looks like Koma has posted it, so let's get into that, see if they're both ready. Whew. Thank you very much, by the way, to the coaches for waiting before going into the battles, because it does matter for me to get over here. And as long as you wait for my command, everything runs nice and smooth. Plus, got to make sure you guys are on the right side. We're on the right side. All right. What do you got for me? I know what I got for me. Game number 2! Inishi up 1-0. Can he make it 3 points for him on the week, or will the Las Vegas Golden Lucarios bring a little bit of an upset here? The Kofagrigus is going to make its way in. The Snorlax does remain on team, but the Kofagrigus might be adding a little bit more bulkiness, a little bit more crippling for him. And can also make use of Trick Room because it is a fairly slow Pokemon. See the Yanmega, though, coming out here for Inish. Let's see what he's actually going to be able to pull with that Yanmega. Spike's already coming out, knows not to go for the Thunder Wave right away. Instead, he is just going to start setting up those hazards. He feels safe enough just to get these 3 layers of Spikes out. That could also be Defog on the Yanmega, but the Fire Punch will come through. It's not doing a lot of damage, though. So, Koma getting those 3 layers up, great start from him. Going to be able to spread a little bit of that damage, unless, of course, the Yanmega just comes in and does ruin his day. But hey, you're going to do that, you're going to get punished with the Paralysis, and I think that's pretty worth it for Koma at this time. You can always set up hazards later, considering Thing is alive, and there it is. You do see the Defog. But, you know, this time Klefki is alive, so it will be able to do that at a later time, as long as he keeps it safe. So, better start here for Koma. Inish having the right plan, but he will have to sacrifice the status of Yanmega, as it will get Parrot Hacks here. As the layers, as you just set up Spikes again, he's like, I've got to move, I'll just click that. Whatever. I don't care. We haven't even seen the other moves that this Klefki carries, so... What is the play from here? I mean, Koma feels comfortable just being able to do this. Get the double para. Oh, come on. We're not going to see this happen. This is not happening. I mean, it doesn't matter nonetheless because all we're going to see is Klefki go to full HP with 3 layers of Spikes being defogged away. So nothing is actually gained here from spamming Spikes. It just kind of puts Inish on, you know, replay, pretty much. It's just going to keep him on the same move. Defog does come through. Actually, move second. What's he going for? Oh, my God. I guess that's what he deserves. Double reduced chance of Parahacks here in exchange for missing that Play Rough, as it will come through now, and it does basically nothing. That HP Fire is doing a lot more than what you want to see Klefki tanking. Plus the +5 with that Paralysis drop, not mattering much at this point. This thing's super fast, looking to deliver some damage before he's wiped out. And I mean, if Inish gets the kill here, he doesn't have to worry about stacking Spikes anymore. But it will be the Snorlax making his way in. I kind of like this. Yeah, Mega will get flattened by the Snorlax, and, you know, you don't want that. You need Defog here to stop all that additional damage being spread onto your Pokemon. Because that Lopunny still does a fair amount, and that Scizor will be the win condition. The Protect will come in. As the Curse gets set up, good play here by Koma. Golden Lucario is actually doing that is really smart because it will make him slower with that curse speed drop, which means he's going to do a bunch of damage. Mimikyu will come in as the second curse does come through. Okay, so it being bulky, we know Mimikyu is a physical attacker. Earthquake will break that disguise. How much damage will he be taking from whatever Mimikyu's going to use? Trick Room comes through, but he's slower and disguise is broken, which means you can see Earthquake just used again here. Who cares if Yanmega comes in? It's not doing anything, and Body Slam will always threaten. You're only wasting Trick Room turns. This is a good position for the Golden Lucarios. Anish kind of sweating a bit. He's got to get it going. Yanmega does make its way in. Earthquake will be resisted. Whoop-de-doo. He is healing up, but, I mean, he's paralyzed. And I think Snorlax is still slower. Mesper's going to come in. He's just losing it here as now Body Slam comes through. That's a ton of damage from +2 Snorlax. And really, what's going to happen? He's still slower. He has to tank it. That's a 2-hit KO. Coma feeling cool right now. Ferrothorn switching in once again. Body Slam will happen. Yes, he will take some recoil damage from Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet. So good for Anish. He can also go for the Leech Seed here. He opts going for the Poison instead, which is fine because in the end it will matter quite a bit. That's a fair amount of damage done to the Ferrothorn. He will stall it out a smidge. You might see another curse come through. Good play by it. I'm loving this. Coma playing a little bit more around the moves. He does get that Figgy Berry pop too. Gluttony being the ability, popping berries twice as fast. Not at 25%, ladies and gentlemen. 50% is when they're going to pop. As Earthquake will now come through. Now he has to play a little bit of the mind games. That poison's starting to rack up. He wants to make that +3 worth it. He's got to predict. He's got to go for Body Slam here because Yanmega and Ferrothorn can play this all day. As here it comes. The Mimikyu is going to be coming through. There's too many types to choose from. Oh, this is so bad for Coma, but not bad on his part. It's great for Anish to kind of get into his mind and mess with him. I do expect a different... What has he got here? He has one more move he hasn't revealed yet. I don't know, but if that +3, it might just be worth it to go for it. As here he goes. He gets the Recycle. Oh! Taking advice from Gamma? What is this? Gamma, did you tell him to do this? You're disgusting. Doesn't predict the Protect this time, as now he is just at a point where he's got to get the hell out of here, or it's over. He can go for the Recycle one more time. He does end up switching to Klefki. Okay, so we're back to stage 1, but honestly, Anish came out on top because Klefki comes in, does have to take damage, misses the Toxic as Trick Room's set up now. Doesn't matter for Prankster. He can still get the Toxic off. He will get that layer of spikes going as now the U-turn will come in. Because in the end, all that's happened now is one Pokemon on the side of Lucario's. He's taking a bunch of damage, and he doesn't have that stacking, and now Crabominal's free for 3 turns. Didn't take a bunch of damage. Does feel safe taking the hit. The Earthquake is going to one-shot. We don't see Magnet Rise coming out of Klefki. This moveset didn't have it, so double status. Went for that. Actually, even going for something like Play Rough wouldn't have been the worst, but he would have had to go for it instead of going for spikes before the Trick Room. So nonetheless, Cofagrigus will come in. This will take away Iron Fist if he does make contact with whatever he wants to do. This thing is very bulky, can also make good use of the Trick Room, although I do believe... Ooh, if it's built with no speed, Cofagrigus could be the answer. Will-O-Wisp would be terrible for Crabominable. It's already got so many little things it could do, but it is not built for Trick Room. It will get rid of Iron Fist at the very least. It is going to hit the Will-O-Wisp, so this is good. This is really good for... They're much more into this battle than they were Game 1. Game 2, Lucario's looking much better. That's doing no damage. As we could even potentially see a Pain Split come out. But the Hex comes in instead, gets the crit. Says, get this stupid crab out of my game. Alright, so now we're seeing a 5v5 as the defensive walls are starting to crumble the side of the Golden Lucarios. But Anish losing a Trick Room carry that did a lot of damage for him last time. Better play here from Coma. Mimikyu has been busted. We'll start taking that damage. We know it has... I forget what it has. It's going to be able to get the kill. It doesn't matter if it loses Disguise, because it's already gone. So, most likely carrying a Z-Crest, so we didn't see Life Orb. I don't remember what it had. Prankster will still get priority through it, Snowbear. Good to see you, man. Remember, for those of you who might think that I'm ignoring you in chat, I am. That's why my mods are helping me out. I do feel bad. Thank you for everybody for watching the show thus far. Here we go. Ferrothorn wants to come in, try and get that fake out going. I don't think it's going to happen. Power Punch comes through instead. Smart play by Lucario's. This is better. So much better than what we saw in game number 1. This is a potential for him to try and come back here. It better not go for high jump kick. Don't you dare go for it. He is going to go for the power punch. Makes the most sense, but he won't get any recoil from Rocky Helmet. I think it's actually worth it to go for the power punch. Threaten +2, because something has to take +2. Here we go. I don't know why you do this. He's still paralyzed. He won't. He might be faster, though. Oh, he doesn't get the speed boost, though. Here we go. Fire punch comes in, man. Mega's gone. Those spikes are here to stay. This is the comeback. 4v4, but you've got all of your important pieces on the side of Golden Lucario's alive, healthy, and looking to take names. Slowbro could come in, might be the best way to handle this, but he will have to take some return damage. Oh, leg, don't cramp right now. I'm having so much fun. I might have to sit down for the next 2 battles. Don't do that. Slowbro comes in. It is Mega. But if he goes Mega, he can't heal off any of the damage that he's taken, but he doesn't want to get crit. Here we go. Drain Punch actually coming in. Ooh, not his best play. This will get destroyed. Skull might get the burn. Gets the crit. Will he get the burn? Just like in practice, that's 15 Skulls in a row he hasn't gotten a burn with. But that's a lot of good damage coming out from this. He has to go for return. He has Scrappy. He can hit everything. He goes for Fire Punch. Maybe he doesn't... No, he has Fake Out as his last move. Oh, interesting. He doesn't carry Stab Return. That's fair. I just saw that. So, okay. This thing will get away with it, but Giga Drain should bring this thing down. The Slowbro is down. Scizor is still good in the back. Let's see how this plays out now. Mimikyu will have to come in. It is going to be outsped. If we see the Sleep Powder come through, we might be able to set up and just try and do something. It's not going to be outsped. Ever-Ending Nightmare comes in, does get the one-shot on it. This thing carries Trick Room, but is also fast. That's really interesting. Nonetheless. Scizor's left. It's his only hope. He's got to get the Swords Dance going. The taunt will outspeed, though, and that might be the... Well, he can still get some damage, but you got to be worried about that Ferrothorn. Bullet Punch comes through. It will kill him off because he's weak to it. Ferrothorn is at 3%. It will die. Actually, you know what? He can't send in Ferrothorn. He's down to this. Coma comes back and takes a match and take that trash talk back, Anish. It's gonna be game as the eventual Coma himself will take the game against Ice Cold. 1 point apiece. Feels good, man. For someone who's been at the bottom, he says, I'm biting back. GG. Unbelievable. Didn't even see you was at 3%. That's my fault. Holy cow. What a win. Jillip, you're 2 hours late. What the hell, man? Oh, that's a feel-good win. Kind of stuck up on me there with the amount of damage it was taking. I'm like, but that's what he needed. That's exactly what Coma needed. He played it out. Still not number 1, but he played it out enough to take the win against Anish when he should have had that kind of pressure with Scizor. Sweeps. Unbelievable. Hey, going home with 1 point, better going home with none. Great to see it out of him, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go on another break. When we come back, we will be getting into that game number 4. No problem, Jillip. I'm glad that the emergency is not... too horrible. But you are going to be next versus the Traverse City Thunderous. We'll see you after the break. Thank you very much for watching. You're watching the ProPokeBowl Season 5. Make sure to get those fantasy drafts in. See you in 6. I keep clicking the wrong stupid scene. God, you know what? Delete this. just literally delete this. There we go. See you soon, guys. Ladies and gentlemen and everybody here, welcome back to the ProPokeBowl Season 5, where we're going to be getting quickly into match number 4 of the day between the Miami Milotics now versus the Traverse City Thunderous. We already talked about this. Let's do a quick synopsis of what we're expecting here as both of them set up on Showdown. I want to call it the ProPokeBowl Arena, but I got to remember they're in the arena nonetheless. Remember we said that both these teams are fairly aggressive. We want to see that 8-turn win type of setup sweep here from Sharking. We're inside of Jill up here looking for a lot of wall breakers, which could be very good against setup. And might be really good, actually. Might be the team you want to see go up against that Alolan Ninetales, considering that, you know, Aurora Veil is pretty busted. It makes it very easy for Sharking to make some very fantastic switches. So if Jillip has enough game sense and knows what's going to be coming, he needs to be at least a turn ahead of Sharking to be able to stop from anything being set up on. Otherwise, we could be looking at a pretty easy sweep here from Volcarona. Considering there was no ban against the Traverse City Thunderous, there's a lot of opportunity. That one ban actually matters quite a bit when it comes to tanking things. So being able to have a full roster of 12 to choose from makes it very mysterious. Leads to a lot of, you know, extra thing you have to do. Yes, so Jill, make sure you don't start until I get in there, but do set up the room, please. And then I'll tell you guys timer and go, and we go from there. Once again, thank you to everybody who has been waiting for me to get through. I love how it's feeling. Very good like a show. I'm going to break the immersion and go, this is feeling like a really fantastic show. I'm loving it. Not sponsored by McDonald's yet. Actually, no, I'm supposed to be sponsored by Taco Bell. What's Taco Bell's slogan? Diarrhea. Right, okay. Let's see if the match is ready to go, and we're going to get into it. Looks like we are ready. Let's get into it. Match number 4 of the day. It is going to be the Miami Milotics versus the Traverse City Thunderous. Let's go. Here we go. Miami Milotics on your close side. TC Thunderous on the far side. Let's take a look at the teams that we've got. As a fairly defensive team, actually, coming out from the side of Miami Milotics. Very fragile when those walls are gone. But on the TC Thunderous, just what we thought. Volcarona being built around the rest of the Pokemon. The Alolan Ninetales pairing up very, very nicely here. Alolan Muck right here, that's some big beef. That's a lot of things to get through, I believe. What does Gamma call it? The beef in the tanks. And you got nothing but that coming from the far side here. It's going to be the Azelf versus the Serena lead. Good to see a U-turn exactly come out here, break that most likely Focus Sash coming through on the Azelf, as the Azelf is most likely just going to be going for some Stealth Rocks, as the Alolan Muck will make its way in and say hello. And look at that, standard play already from turn 1, could be Pursuit Trapping right now, so Miami Milotics, well, losing your lead, but hey, Azelf is a suicide lead if it's going with some Stealth Rocks. Explosion? Hey, you know what? It was a suicide lead. Just go straight for the explosion. The pursuit's not going to matter. That's actually a lot of damage. You don't want to see a Alolan Muck taking that early. It's meant to tank some hits. Not tanking too much anymore, as Sludge will get blown back by an exploding fairy of knowledge. Knowledge? Wisdom. Which one is it? Doesn't matter. It's dead. The brain does nothing when it's dead. That's exactly what's going to come in. Manaphy is going to make its way in now. We'll most likely have to just go for the kill on the Alolan Muck. Can't set up yet. You don't want to get threatened with like knockoff or poison jab, getting some poison here. It's just gonna go for the ice. Doesn't get the kill though. Why didn't he go for stab? What? Oh, Jillip overthinking the play, getting a bit too cocky. Assault Vest has to be considered when you see a Alolan Muck coming through. And in the end, he's just gonna end up losing this most likely sweeper, just based on what his team looks like. That's a big waste of a Manaphy, but really good for the Thunderous to see, considering he gets all of that value. As now Alolan Ninetales feels very safe here. Is probably just go for the Aurora Veil, take the hit, because it knows between Aurora Veil, Poison, thing. Oh, it's just gonna go. Oh, wait a minute, he's just gonna wipe him. Ooh. Good use of the Waterium Z. I forgot that Waterium Z could be used for more than Z Rain Dance. It can actually be used just for damage. So not too bad, although Thunderous pretty much got what they wanted, which was getting the Aurora Veil up. He could preserve this if he wanted to. Probably just gonna sack it off. Like we said, 8 turns and it's over. Thunderous making their way towards that. Most likely Gyro Ball coming out here. Oh, the Hypnosis to stall. The hell? That's disgusting, Sharking. But hits that 60%. Dirty Hypnosis user coming out here from the far side. Rapier will now make his way in. Probably set up some hazards, try and get through. But the one-turn wake-up, not too bad, as he actually ends up going for Protect instead of trying to just spam out Gyro Ball or Leech Seed or whatever this Pharisee wants to do. Maybe try and get some hazards to threaten everything. Ends up going for Protect again, though. I'm curious as to why he's fearing... Rapier is not carrying anything that will be super effective against it. Point of Pharisee is to set up a bunch, but... Okay, well, fair. Okay, Fire Punch is very fair. Does get some damage done. Gyro Ball's not doing anything. Doesn't even get up any hazards, but luckily for him, the hail is gone. So lives for another turn. I don't know what this is doing for him other than being a giant pain. But maybe that is what Jillip exists in this tournament for. But we take it down. Doesn't get any value from any type of hazard setting up. Volcarona's feeling super comfortable, especially since the last 3 Pokemon that exist, yeah, Quick Attack could do something to the Volcarona if rocks were up. But rocks are not up, goes for the double. He knows it's dead as Rock Blast would just finish off this little seed. 5-3, looking good for the Thundurus. It looked okay for the beginning for Miami Melodics, but Thundurus taking it back. Although, to be fair, he's actually doing a very good job here with wasting Aurora Veil, so not the worst play in the world. Diggersby, though, is still in the back. Nihilego, let's see what it's going to try and do. It could try and set up some Toxic Spike too, try and just set up the rocks here. Try and get some damage down. Suwako is right. It is going to be stalling, and that Aurora Veil is gone. So here we go. Those 8 turns are up. But rocks are not. So, you know, feeling very comfortable here. The Grass Knot is enough to take it out. Times 4 super effective. Doesn't care. Special attack raise. I believe, does Nihilego outspeed Alolan Ninetales? Ooh, let's check this. It does not. So if we want to set it up again, it could right before it's about to die. But doesn't matter. Hydreigon could come in, probably showing that it is Scarfed, considering it is switched into a Pokemon that is faster than it. But hoping that the +1 maybe as well won't kill it off. Sludge Wave +1? Maybe not. Might do like something like 70%. But Dazzling Gleam is a move. It can carry. Whoops. As Hydreigon is going to be wiped, and all he's doing is giving special attack raises. This is looking scary. Serena will now have to come in. It's going to get outsped. +2 Sludge Wave would kill Serena. I don't know what he's got. I don't think he has anything left. I don't think he's got enough speed to kind of handle this. Or maybe he's trying to wear it down to a point where a Alolan Ninetales between Hail and Blizzard can pretty much take him down. But it will be the Power Whip coming through. Not... probably just scouting, but he felt confident enough to go for Power Whip. Maybe he's thinking it's Scarfed? It would be Scarfed because it did actually, you know what? It is Scarfed because it did outspeed Zelf. So it is going to go for the hit and it is going to get the kill, unfortunately. Good scouting by Miami Melodics to confirm that. But because it did outspeed Zelf, he was suspicious about it. Didn't get the miss. It will be after Cryogonal coming in now. Looked good, but that Scarf is going to keep Thundurus into the match. It is 3-2, but the rocks are up, which means Volcarona and Alolan Ninetales might get into a place where they're going to die. Tillikes, he has to get this off. The HP comes through. He's going to get the hail down, but Quick Attack after rocks might be enough if that is a banded Diggersby, though. The most that he has going for him right now, if it's banded, he has Queenly Majesty on the Serena to prevent it. This is actually going to come down to the moveset usage. What is it going to be? The Rapid Spin comes out to do something, but now he's set up at +1 with not a lot of damage on him. The best that Cryogonal can do is stall for the hail, do enough damage here, bring them both down so he can go for a move that is not Quick Attack. But it also means he has to be able to live the hit, because if Giga Drain is on this thing, that will... Actually, it doesn't even matter. Bug Buzz... No, Giga Drain would do more damage, so setting up enough will be enough for him to go fast enough. Fire Blast comes through, will take down Cryogonal, and now it comes down to this. Is he Life Orb or is he Banded? If he's Life Orb, he's clean, but he's got to make sure that Power Up misses. It's going to come down to a little bit of RNG here. What will it be for the side of Miami Melodics? If they lock themselves into nothing, that's... He's got to lock himself into priority. If he gets killed by Giga Drain, it's over. It'll be over. Actually, Fire Blast would do more damage, but if he misses, he gets even luckier. This is gonna be a Pokemon moment if I ever see one. Fire Blast does come through. It will be a one-shot, and TC Thundurus methodically plan out the win at the end. GG, game number 1. Going over to Thundurus. Unfortunately, Jillip had to rely on a little bit of RNG at the end there. But nonetheless, a good idea. You could say that it was a little bit of a blip in the middle there, but I mean, hey, you know what? If it's just little blips, we can see him improve over the series. Maybe game number 2 goes over to him. It looked okay, but he's got to get that Serena out. That was the thing holding him back. But there's still one more game for him. Oops. Hold on. I have to get this upload. Hey, shh. You're doing your best. Oh my god, I'm not copying. Don't break. Sometimes it breaks when you click upload and share too many times, so. Does it work? Did it work? Hey, we saved the match. Awesome. Okay, let's talk. You got 5 minutes to go if you guys want to do any changes to your teams. Yeah, let's see. So what is this very simple fix here for something along the lines of Jillip? He's just got to find a way to kill off Serena. That Scarf Serena does make it a bit of a problem for him, but it's not the end of the world. He did have a right idea here with Nihilego setting up, but again, that Scarf did confirm that he's going to have to find another way to get rid of him. Because he can't use priority, what does he have on his team to take on? Take it on. That Machamp would have been a good start, but either way, maybe Darmanitan, something like that, having to come out and try and threaten it. Because Darmanitan, honestly, between Rock Slide and Flare Blitz would do a fair amount of damage to the team, depending on what build he brought Darmanitan with. What does he drop? You know, honestly, I don't think the Ferroseed was going to do very much for him. Might just have to go a little bit more aggressive and just try and win it through that. Rocks seemed to be more than enough for Diggersby in the end. Considering that he went for not Quick Attack, could confirm that he is choiced in some way. Could be Scarfed. I also forgot about that, but then Scarf wouldn't have outsped Serena, so it'd be hard to tell. But it could mean most likely banned, and he can't lock himself into Quick Attack against that Serena. So, let's see what he can bring. On the side of Traverse City Thunderous, you know, I think he's not going to get surprised again with that explosion. Does he have anything to take the explosion with? It would actually be Rhyperior, probably. But Jilp might know that, so maybe a little bit more plans. But nonetheless, the Suicide lead is going to be okay. I think really he's not going to make that mistake again with going for Ice Beam on the Alolan Muck. That Alolan Muck should not have gotten that much value against Manaphy. So maybe just play it out the same and say, you know what? I can stop the Hail. If I predict the turn, maybe Alolan Ninetales comes in, but most likely he's going to look for a Sacrifice Fodder to automatically get Alolan Ninetales in to get that. But it could also be, what if he waits for that switch and tries to go, he might have to go for Z Rain Dance early to at least get the speed boost to then try and put pressure down on Alolan Ninetales, which won't kill, and then he'll beat the Rain out in exchange for Aurora Veil. So either way, it seems like Alolan Ninetales is going to get through, but use some very good stall tactics to get rid of the Aurora Veil. Now we just need to see him play a little bit better to try and get that Serena down. It might just be something as simple as a switch to bring on a Pokemon that could wreck it. Theoretically, Superpower plus Earthquake plus Rock Slide and Flare Blitz, if that was the moveset, or if it goes for U-turn either way, if he has that moveset, a really powerful, good moveset on a Scarf Darmanitan, if it's Scarfed, he can't change it now, but if he did bring Scarf Darmanitan, that might just be more enough to handle him, right? Probably drop Earthquake for Superpower, because I think that just gets more value against Sharking's team. We'll have to see when they're set up and ready to go, and it looks like they are into the second match, so let's get that ready. Make sure they're on the same side. Perfect. Game number 2. Coming at you. Sharking looking to take the 3 points. He's seen a couple of top contenders already losing some points out. So now does this mean he's going to try and take the top of the standings? Let's find out in game number 2. Let's see if there's any changes to the team. We're going to see pretty much the same teams coming in. So can he play it better? That is the real question. Can we see Jillup bring that better start or try and keep his Manaphy a lot safer? He's not going to BM on that Assault Vest Muck anytime soon now. He's definitely going to feel the sting of losing that early, so. Here we go. It's actually be a Ferroseed versus Alolan Muck. Oh, good choice here by Jillup, knowing that Alolan Muck would probably just want to Pursuit Trap that and force one or the other, because Knockoff will take him down. Maybe he's actually not Focus Sash, because he'd live with Focus Sash to be able to do the exact same thing on that. But nonetheless, we do see a Stealth Rock coming through. I believe Hydreigon does get Defog. But we do see it coming in because he does want us to find out that Fire Blast is the thing, but Dark Pulse used instead. Now, if this thing is choiced, might not be choiced if we see Scarf Serena, unless he's running 2 choice users, 2 choice Scarfers, but either way, unless he thought that he maybe lived the that damage, it is Life Orb. Okay, so he does confirm that, does go for the Jar Ball, bring this thing's survivability down a little bit, and the amount of times it can attack is less now. He's going to continue to stall, though, unfortunately, ooh, not his number 1 choice there to let him do that. And Defog will come out, so it's more of a defensive but Life Orb one. So, okay, Leech Seed coming in, just to give a little bit of chip damage, doesn't solve the fact that he got a free Roost off. But it might tell him that, you know, that moveset might not be carrying Flamethrower or Fire Blast, might just be carrying Draco as a final move. So good to know. He is going to be able to live. Most attacks are coming out of Rhyperior, might be able to set up some spikes if he has it. He's going to use Protect. He keeps using Protect. Right, he needs to find out about Fire Punch. But there's no reason to do that unless he's just confirming the attacks. It earns him literally nothing. He cannot live. We knew it did, like, what, 69% actually last time? So, let's see what's going on with this. He will switch to the Azelf. Fire Punch does come through. If he's not carrying, he might not be carrying Mega Horn, which would have been probably more value. But if he gets the rocks off even here, he's pretty much accomplished the same thing. That Hydreigon will have to come in at a safer point and try and go for Defog. Considering that he will be relying on these hazards more than you'd think. Hydreigon will come in, knows, hey, you know what? I can do it, but never mind, taken down. Good explosion coming out here from Jillip. The rocks are here to stay. Yes, Snowbear, they're built for a series of 2. You cannot change your movesets between matches. You must keep it. So that's a good kill. Okay, so once again, except now he gets the kill on the Hydreigon, so those rocks are going to stay. He's actually going to switch into Diggersby, though. And this is interesting, because Diggersby with that choice band will threaten something. The old Ninetales feels comfortable enough. We'll check if it's banded. It's going to most likely just go for the Blizzard to take this thing down right now. I think Jillip needs to be very cognizant of that, although if it is banded, maybe... Oh, he didn't go for Quick Attack. That's really bad, because I think that was much more important. But... Nah, you know what? He's not going to outspeed. He's going to try and go for the Z Rain Dance, but it's not going to outspeed the Aurora Veil. Because Aurora Veil makes this super scary. Now, if he goes something like Tail Glow... Nah, he'll take a lot of damage from Moonblast. Nonetheless, he is going to get the kill on that. Nihilego will come in. Will No, it won't outspeed, so he can go for the damage. We know it's a Life Orb, so he can go for the Aurora Veil if he wants that if he wants to part ways with that. Could go for the damage, but I'll try and get this Nihilego down before he tries to set up, because getting this thing down will keep him a lot safer, considering I believe his Alolan Muck is much healthier this time. We'll be able to take any hits that Nihilego goes for. I'm pretty sure with Assault Vest, it can tank up the, what's it called? It could tank up the Earth Power and then go for the kill. But, oh, he makes that switch into Cryogon. I don't know about that one. Now he's put to sleep, because once again, Hypnosis hitting twice. 60% still hitting more than Focus Blast to this day. As I don't know what that play was for Cryogonal, expecting damage maybe, but in that case, why even switch into that? This is a free switch into Volcarona. This is those 8 turns and win, and that's it. He kills us with Fire Blast, and then he goes for a Quiver. I mean, he still has Manaphy, so it's not the worst for him. But, you know... Oh, he even goes for Protect. What are you doing, man? You're letting him free setup. Oh, that's basically it. Now that's it. Now that should be game. He can go for +2 here. Outspeed the Manaphy. Ooh, misses the Fire Blast. Unfortunate for him. Jabba will do a tiny bit of damage, but if he goes to +2, he outspeeds Manaphy after the rain, goes for a +2 Giga Drain if he is carrying it, and just basically win from here, I would assume. Manaphy comes in. The Quiver comes out. There's the speed. That's all he needs. That should be wrapping this match up. I would assume so. Actually, what does he kill Nihilego with? Doesn't matter. Bug Buzz misses the kill. Does he go for the Waterian? Does he kill? He goes for the kill. All right. Low roll, potentially. We'll have to check the damage numbers on that. Let's take a look at this. It was at +2. It was a low roll, 88 to 104%. So, yeah. Low rolls on the kill with that Bug Buzz. Not really low rolls, but low rolls enough that doesn't get the kill, but he's still feeling safe. This thing is still alive. He doesn't have the Aurora Veil up. He can actually maybe not set it up at this point. He's got to be careful. Ferocity comes back in. I don't know why. Going for the Jar Ball and not pressuring. He's not fast enough anyway, so I guess this makes sense. Jar Ball will get the kill, but Aurora Veil's back up, and getting 2 off in the same round is going to be super good for him. Oh, boy. Diggersby not getting any value of this could be really detrimental to my LX getting any potential points this week. Goes for Protect again, does have to stall us out, but he knows he's going to do it, so Stealth Rock will come out, adding that little bit extra damage to Nihilego and Cryogonal. Knows he'll die from the Fire Punch, does get the Iron Bar damage down, but really, other than this little chip damage that he's taken here and there, can Nihilego finish it off? I think the answer is no. Because I'm pretty sure that he's still going to have that problem with that Serena. Because Serena is Scarfed. Any damage on Nihilego is going to be bad, because if he's calcing how much damage Power Whip will do, it could just be the end there. Let's actually take a look at this. Grass Knot will come out, take him out. Not too bad, but Life Orb, yeah, it's basically going to cinch it. Because Nihilego here, and let's grab up the Serena. Yep, Power Whip's just going to one-shot this thing, so... It was a close call. Maybe he's just looking for a little bit more damage here. Maybe he doesn't know, but... Unless, yeah, Dazuki's good enough. He doesn't even have Earth Power on his moveset, so Knockoff comes through. Bam! Gone! And that's going to be a 2-0 going over to Traverse City Thunderous to start their season off. Good start for him. Wants to be on top. He's going to have an easy way to do it. This thing's asleep, and now this thing is asleep forever. Shark King flexing on Jillip. 2-0 for the week. GG. Oh, you know, I should probably save the battle. And you have to wonder if that Diggersby, though, got some action, what would it look like for him, right? Feels like he got it in at the wrong time, but maybe had a misread on what the battles were looking like and just doesn't get the damage down, right? He did have the right idea of the quick attack. All he had to do was handle Serena, but in the end of the day, brings nothing to handle it, which makes you think, what was the Darmanitan carrying? We'll have to look at that in the post. We'll have to look at that in the post-analysis in the ProPoke podcast. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of the 4th series. We have one more match for you tonight. The featured matchup between the Sarasota Suicunes and the Fortnite Ninjas. Student versus teacher. We're going to have the betting going on. I'm going to open up the betting for everybody. If you want to get exclamation bet in, you could basically try and earn a bunch of new bits. You could bet upwards to 30,000 new bits on what you think the win will be. Not 49%, I want 50%. Thank you. Let me get that up for you here. Boop. We're going to use a timer. We're going to give you 10 minutes to actually... We'll give you... No, we're going to give you 6 minutes. You could do it on the break here. Guess between 2-0 Sarasota Suicunes, 2-0 Fortnite Ninjas, or a 1-1 tie. We'll be back after this final break for the night. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the ProPokeBowl Season 5 for our last match of the day. It will be the Fortnite Ninjas versus Sarasota Suicunes, our featured matchup. Let's get our quick 5-minute interpretation of it. We've seen Gamer overthink a lot of things. We've also seen him try and mess up with a little couple of movesets, try and get a little too creative. Shoutouts to Ironhead, Registeel. But we do know that Fortnite Ninja's coming off as a champion in the last season is going to be showing a lot of things that he knows. He's going to be flexing that knowledge on everybody, and the first person he's going to try and emphasize it on is Gamer, who honestly, let's be real, looks up to Mitch, okay? He looks up to him. Gamer knows he's a top 6, but he wants to be top 2. He wants to beat Mitch. That's why this is the feature matchup. This is what he wants. This is what he needs. He needs this, okay? Let's give some different music to this. Gamer has drafted himself a very interesting team. He got the Celatran mixed with his Mega Blastoise. He's going to try and use a very strong Fire Water Grass Core to try and pivot his way around, try and find advantage against Mitchie. Mitchie grabbing himself a fairly good team, being aggressive, losing the Latias, but nonetheless, he's going to have a fair amount to play around with. He did get access to that Tapu Bulu, which admittedly isn't going to be actually doing as much as everyone might think, although Tapu Bulu is good, and I'm sure that Mitchie will be showing that if it's not banned. He's going to find the people to use it against. He's going to show how much value he can actually score out of it. I think the one to really look at is that Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr will be able to take a bunch of damage from these offensive threats once Celebi is gone, and be able to punch a giant hole through all of the Pokemon in this. And honestly, you know, I'm looking at this team. I'm kind of afraid that he's got a lot of things that will get destroyed by the moveset that Conkeldurr can carry. Even if it lives one time, it can either take all these things out with Drain Punch, or it can even go for Poison Jab, whatever it wants to go for. It can do a fair amount to this. Now, losing Hoop Unbound is a big deal, as Hoop Unbound is a very threatening Pokemon. We're never sure if he's going to be allowed to ever hold it on the side of Gamer's team. But getting rid of the Latias, I mean, it's fairly safe to say that Latias is a scary Pokemon when set up correctly. Mitch knows how to play around this thing. He's going to build a team to get it ready whenever he needs to, or he's going to build it the correct set, because he could go offensive, he could also go defensive with Defog, but nonetheless, Mitchie knows what he's doing, and he is a top competitor in this tournament, has always been, and it's just the way it's going to be. Now, can Gamer take this away? We'll have to find out, because we look like we're ready to get into matches. And let's see what's going to be going on here. Game number 1 for the last match of the night. We're going to need some special music for this one. What match is this? Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's get into it. Game number 1. Between the Sarasota Suicunes on the far side, the Fortnite Ninjas on the close side. Let's take a look at that team. That Bulu making its appearance. That Quagsire looking pretty juicy, and there's that Conkeldurr. This is a freaking powerful team if I've ever seen one from the side of Mitchie W. And on the Sarasota Suicunes side, we've got ourselves some we don't have Celatran actually, but he does have 2 of those 3 defensive Pokemon we were talking about. Maybe looking for a little bit more of a defensive. Nah, it might not even be a defensive Salamence. Might just try to match the aggressiveness, try and get some stuff done here. Rotom Heat leading off against that Celebi. That's already advantage Fortnite, as he's gonna be most likely Volt switching. We're not gonna see. If Sarasota Suicune stayed in, it'd be very silly. Celebi can't do pretty much anything to the likes of Rotom Heat. It's not gonna be worth doing the psychic damage to then die afterwards. Not this early into the game anyways. What's his switch? Really, it's Salamence. Rotom Heat does have a very nice matchup against the entire team of Sarasota Suicunes. And we'll have to see. Did I just make that match 190? There we go. Okay. Why are we trying to tilt Amma? Stop that! Let's see how it's going to be going. This is going to be a real play. It's going to have to come out. I have been very excited to see this. Let's see if your bets will be worth it. 2 people are betting on a tie. We'll give another 5 minutes for those who do want to bet. 1 person betting on a win, a complete sweep here for Fortnite Ninjas, and the other one on Sarasota Suicunes. Actually, you know what? There we go. That's good enough. I pushed the wrong button. My bad. Nah, he's fine. He's just disconnecting. He'll be good. As we wait for him to come back here, the time will still tick down, so if he doesn't make it back in time, the game will go over to the Fortnite Ninjas. Disconnects happen. It sucks. It's an online tournament. What are you going to do? Yeah, he still has time because he knows that he's disconnected. It would only give him 60 seconds if he actually leaves the game, but if he disconnects just from the internet, you know, it happens this way. But let's take a look at what's going to be happening here. So what is Sarasota Suicune's going to have to do here against this Rotom Heat? Salamence probably have to be the best way. If he's carrying Hydro Pump, but a Salamence would be probably the best way for trying to get through this. I do expect a Volt Switch coming out here from the very beginning. And on top of that, you know, I don't know. Here he is. He's back. Oh, no, he doesn't. Never mind. His computer crashed? Okay, well, we'll give him time anyways. It is the last match of the night, and we have time. Okay, are you actually completely toast? Pause the music. Are you just complete? Can you play on... You can play on... Okay, you can play on mobile, though. If you import the team, bring your 6 on. You'll still have 5 minutes to build the other pokes if you want to bring them, but you can play Pokemon Showdown on your mobile phone. If you can make that happen. Yeah, that's fine. Restart. You're good. We got time. No worries. Tech issues are a real thing, you know. Well, he can't export if his computer's dead, right? No, he has to bring the exact same thing. Okay, dog, no worries, man. Just make sure you don't switch up a single... I have his moveset, so I'll know if he switches up anything. I have, like, it's so accessible to me. He's not gonna fool around with it. It'll be the exact same lead as well. You will have to lead Celebi against the Rotom Heat, okay? The exact same way. But yeah, we'll give it time. We'll see if the battle resets and whatnot. Play it out from there. Where's my everything's broken music? Wait. I've got this. Where is it? There we go. In the meantime, while we deal with technical difficulties, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight and watching the ProPokeBowl. Thank you so much for the support you give this every single week. It does make me feel great that we can run this type of community event and still keep it going. And 5 seasons later, it's looking great. Hopefully name a Tomb Time or name a new champion tonight to hold that duck right over there, right there. Bam. Easy. For those of you who are curious of what the ProPokeBowl is going to be looking like from this, every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, or 7:15, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time start will be every battle week. Unless things get changed, then we will announce that in advance. You can keep up with all of the knowledge on all of my social media, and everywhere you guys support the content, monetarily or not, is greatly appreciated. Your time here is what makes me keep going and what makes me feel great about what I'm doing. But also, I hope it's good enough for you, too. I mean, it's a two-way street. You got to get that going. But... make sure you guys keep up to date with all the knowledge that's going to be going on. We do post bans in our Discord. We do post the bans. We do post the team switch-ups. You guys will have that ProPoke podcast coming out weekly. Like I said, thank you very much to Boss, who finished off the ProPoke podcast. I will have that up on YouTube and Google Play, along with the other podcasts, within the next 2 to 3 days. As well as, if you're looking for some merch, ProPokeBowl shirt up on the Teespring thing that you've seen before in the support link. Did I post support? I didn't post it. You can go grab yourself a ProPokeBowl shirt, sport at that. Every way that you guys spread the word about the ProPokeBowl is greatly appreciated, as always. I was just about to say, Marie, in the next week we will also have a ProPokeNoob hat. It will be a generic hat, thank you much to Xeno. Once again, literally being the man who has helped me out with so much, and I am... like, I'm actually getting to the point where I'm beyond grateful. I'm actually terrified if I ever lose Xeno. Like, the man has been so... freaking good to this stream. It's unbelievable how he's done that. If you want to check out more of his work, or if you want to get more work done for yourself, DizzyIllustrations.com. No worries, you're good. We'll just you have to restart the exact same way, and we'll just go from there, okay? Bring the exact same 6. Start Celebi, he starts Rotom Heat. Simple as that. Nah. How many dogs are there on this? That's a cat, by the way. Is that a dog or a cat? Ah, it's a cat. I think it's a cat. What do you mean you miss hat? Wait, I don't have my thing up there anymore? I don't have my mug up on my store anymore? It should be there. We'll see, Marie. What do I have coming up for the rest of the stream? Oh, this Saturday, Fedora and I will not be streaming together, so we will be doing something else. The time might change because that time was set for Fedora's... well, it was... either way, we might change the time, but at the moment it is set for 3 p.m. I am gonna save that fitness stream for next week when I have more time to prepare notes. But we'll see what we're gonna be doing on Saturday. Maybe go back to the platinum streaking. We're up to 4 in that, which is pretty cool. It's not on the start. It should be there. Wow. I really don't know why Teespring keeps cannibalizing my merch. Is that really the case? Unless it's region specific. Let me see. Shouldn't be, because I could buy one, couldn't I? View in store. Let's see. 7 active. Which, oh my god, it's gonna tell me it's not active, right? The hell is it? It should be here. Okay. Can't I just activate this while we're here? It doesn't even show that I have ever made a mug. Even though when last time I posted the mug, it posted it 3 times. And then I'm like, okay, well, why is it doing that? Yes, go back. Another banner. It should be showing up. Maybe I'll have to contact them and just ask them, like, hey, by the way, you know, my mug keeps getting erased, and people actually like my mug. Settings. What do we got here? Enable make the list exclusive. No, it's show it. It's just right there. It's visible. Let me see. The mugs are great. I know. That's why I like it. What, Anish, what? I mean, there's nothing else for me to do right now, Anish. There's really not much more to talk about. Based on what we're seeing, since they have to bring the same team, Salamence is really the only answer to Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat's gonna have a really good match at the non-stop go for Volt Switch. I don't know. There's like we can go back to the teams and see what could be the answer. Let's find out. We can only go off of exactly what we saw. We can't theorize. Oh, God. We can't really super theorize about what's happening right now, but if I was to guess, the Gengar is going to be doing a fair amount to... Let's see. Okay, so we had Tornadus, Celebi, Blastoise. He didn't bring Heatran, which surprised me, because I thought Heatran and Celebi would always just be together. Because Heatran actually, like... Heatran would have been a good lead against all of that minus Quagsire. So he's going to have to do game 1 without it, but I thought Celatran would just go together like peanut butter and jelly, which I don't eat, by the way. I just eat peanut butter because it's best. Peanut butter Nutella, though. Oh, yeah. But Lucario, like, I'm just trying to think of the Pokemon that he brought. Lucario, would that get value against? He brought Conkeldurr, Bulu. Hello? Okay, why did that stop? What? Hey, Music Bee, you okay? Oh my god, my Music Bee crashed. What? Wow, my music crashed. Cool, man. Wait, did I disconnect? Also, Noble Soldiers, thank you very much for that resubscription, man. 6 months. And continue to be a fellow nooblet. Embrace the face. No, it's game number 1. Get out of here. Hold on. Okay, my music crashed. One moment. This isn't a big deal. Just crash already. Just die. Just die. Oh, and it comes back the moment it dies. Isn't that funny how this stuff works? Why did that say hello? Why did ProPokeBot say hello? All right. Let's get back into this. Shall we? Where are we? All right. Here we go. Here we go! Volt Switch is going to be used up on that Celebi, but actually staying in. Ballsy coming out of Sarasota Suicunes, but getting the lead with that is fairly smart, as he knows that he's just going to go for the Volt Switch because you know that you're not going to be that sensible person to stay in with the Celebi. Bulu is going to come in. This thing can get destroyed with Mega Horn as the Psychic comes out. Does a fair amount of damage, but you're going to see right now grassy terrain is going to be healing off just a smidge, but we don't actually see the leftovers on it, so we have to question if it's banded or if it's going to be carrying another item. As Salamence will come in with the Intimidate. Interesting answer, as the Woodhammer will come down, not doing a heck of a lot because Quad resisted. We do see that we don't even see the likes of Life Orb. So now this could be banded based on that damage with the -1. It could actually be banded. We don't know. But for now, it looks like Bulu is not going to be able to stay in here and do much to it. Now the question becomes, if this thing's going to come in, the Rotom Heat is not going to come in on the Salamence because it doesn't want to take any free damage from the Salamence. So what is the pivot from the Suicunes? Probably Quagsire, because it's going to be able to go for the burn, and like it's not going to get super threatened. It's going to be carrying the recover and stuff like that. Can also just go for the Toxic if it wanted to on the next switch if it predicts that. Because then if Celebi comes back in, Rotom Heat comes in, and then I think between Quagsire and Rotom Heat, it's going to be good against any of those switches that the Suicunes have to do. Because they have to do it. This thing has to stay alive. Whatever's going to be trying to win has to make these types of things. So Suicune's just thinking it out, sitting here. Don't want to make the wrong play, but he knows that he has the advantage. But having said that, it could mean that he is questioning a switch or trying to predict the switch that could be coming out for the Fortnite Ninjas. So if Tornadus no, what is he going to use here? He has to use, if he's going to predict the switch into Quagsire with the Celebi, it put him up pretty well. But if he makes a mistake here, he could get a lot of damage that he doesn't want on his Celebi per se. I'm not sure. And can confirm from the press, aka the chat in the battle, Sarasota Suicunes are doing damage calcs. Whoa. Quagsire comes in, the most standard thing. Ooh! Okay, Z-Crystal Supersonic Side Strike coming through. How long is this going to be doing? That's nothing. That is no damage because Grassy Terrain plus Leftover is going to heal it up quite a bit. However, with that being gone, that is a Flyinium Z that has been tanked up and destroyed. Dragon Claw will not do 43%. Especially since it's not sporting any attack boosts or stuff like that. It's just an easy heal up here from Kieran, the Quagsire. I don't know why he's a Quagsire, but he's so cute though. Either way, Rotom Heat comes back in. If he wants to predict that on the side of Sarasota Suicunes, he can. But now what happens at this point? Like, what is the actual play for the Suicunes? He has to figure out how to get past this little core here that Fortnite has, because like, is he gonna predict the Rotom Heat with his Blastoise? That'd be pretty good, but he just ends up going for Psychic. Ooh, gets the crit. That's not too bad, because that means that damage is going to stay. We don't know what this Rotom Heat's item is yet. All we know is it's used Volt Switch, which is extremely standard. But this time, I don't think he's gonna play around and say he's not gonna click Overheat a second time. He might just want to switch to stay safe. But either way, he's gonna get the free switch with Volt Switch nonetheless. His Overheat does actually come out. He does predict it well. That was a decent amount of damage from the Rotom Heat, but at least the Blastoise will get that Mega. Will be able to, maybe not tank a Thunderbolt if he's carrying it on this, but Volt Switch would do a lot, and that means if this thing is going to stay in, he's going to have to make the right play here on this turn, because he will be losing a Blastoise otherwise. Conkeldurr just hard switches as the Mega comes out, the Dark Pulse comes through. Dark Pulse? I don't know, but, I mean, even Water Pulse would have been better than a Dark Pulse, so at least he gets the Mega Launcher bonus. Boom, I don't know. But we don't see a Flame Orb happen here on the Conkeldurr, so could be Assault Vest, could be Life Orb. We'll have to wait and see on the coming turns. Water Pulse will come out. It's not Skull as Knockoff comes in, not doing a fair amount, but I guess more of a prediction than going for Drain Punch. Maybe actually predicting the Celebi to come in, so good play by Suicunes, although the damage is not completely wasted as you are consistently wearing down this Mega Blastoise, considering it has no reliable recovery other than Aqua Ring. Or Rain Dish in non-Mega form, but you know, that Aqua Pulse makes me think this is Assault Vest. But hey, if he at this point goes for Drain Punch, he's going to heal up a little bit, get the kill as well, most likely. There it is. Heals up a smidge, and it's not too bad. Mega Blastoise down. That's one less answer to the Rotom Heat, which has already given him problems. He can go into this and go for Fly. I'm assuming that was the air move, or the air move? The flight move that he used, which Rotom Heat can tank. Doesn't have reliable healing, though, so it might be carrying Pain Split now that I think about it. Trying to see what damage it could do here based on what's happening. Quagsire does come in. It is Fly, so this could be deadly because if Scald comes out and gets the burn, this Salamence is toast, but he ends up just going for Recover instead, so just healing it off. He knows he could tank pretty much anything from this. Maybe trying to get that easy switch in. Knows it's like once the Salamence comes down, he's going to try and get a burn on something else, maybe. Try and keep it healthy. Although he can't do anything, he maybe just wants that Celebi to be baited in and bring his Rotom Heat back out. And exactly what's going to happen, Celebi comes in. The Ice Beam comes through. It's not a lot of damage, but it does show that he has a move for Celebi. But he does have to switch back into the Rotom Heat. There's really no reason for him not to do this, although he could still predict that and go for Psychic. And maybe Mamoswine comes in. I don't know. Maybe Bulu comes in just to be kind of like that safe medium. I feel like since Suicune's made the right prediction on turn 1, but then went standard turn 2, I feel like he might just go again for more standard. I don't know how risky Gamer wants to play this. It is very curious to think about this, though, because now that Gamer has shown he's ballsy enough to stay in on a Rotom Heat that could overheat his Celebi. It could have basically ended this game turn 1. He could try and play some Mind Games with Mitchie, which is a dangerous task, but still a task one can endure and go on. The Rotom Heat will come in. Let's see if he goes to Psychic. He does not get a crit this time, but this thing is brought low, which makes me think, you know, you gotta be careful. If this thing is carrying Pain Split, it's gonna heal up a lot and sap a lot of HP from another Pokemon. He could go into Slurpuff to kind of minimize the amount of healing it could do if it is, in fact, going for it. So Switch comes out, man! This thing is just staying damaged, so most likely going to be a choice Scarfing Rotom Heat. Because it is faster, actually. That kind of confirms it, because it is faster. Here comes the Psychic, does a decent amount of damage. Luckily for Celebi, it will get that double healing, and everyone's going to be like, we'll see, noob, it's bad. It's not. It's not. It's just part of playing with Bulu. Mega Horn is a thing that Bulu carries. So do have to be aware of that. Salamence should feel safe to come in. The Intimidate comes out. Mega Horn comes in. Does no damage again. This is feeling good for the Suicune so far. Down a Pokemon, but feeling like it kind of in control. That Rotom Heat is slowly getting worn away. So I don't know. Who's going to make the first aggressive move here? I don't think Suicunes are going to go for Fly again. Because Quagsire can come back in. All he's trying to do is wear him out, and Celebi does come in. Well played by Gamer. Feels like Mitchie's playing a bit with his food, playing a bit too standard, but who knows? Mind Games are Mitchie's specialty as well-ish. He kind of just plays it out the way he's supposed to play. But the Celebi coming in does complicate this, because now Rotom Heat is low enough where Giga Drain feels very viable for doing damage. Or maybe if he's carrying Leaf Storm on this Celebi. Probably Giga Drain because it's got leftovers. It could run Leaf Storm, but it'd leave it pretty fragile. Good information for the Fortnite to know. So Bulu will come in on that Giga Drain. That's actually a lot of damage. In fact, that's enough damage that another Giga Drain could kill him off here. But he is, you know what? He's faster. He's Scarfed. Unless this thing is not running Speed Investment. It's most likely not running Speed Investment. That's probably why he's just going for Mega Horn. But that's a lot of damage put down onto the Bulu. So we'll have to see what's going on with it. The fact the way he's using it makes me think it is Scarf, but then that also makes me question what that Rotom Heat is. Unless he's running 2 Scarfers, there's nothing wrong with running 2 Scarfers. Quite possibly the answer he's got for this. But not much has been forced out of Sarasota Suicunes, although their timer is getting a little thin here. 90 seconds left in the pool for plays. He's got to make some pretty quick plays to build that timer back up if he needs to think out late game strategies. Right now, turn 18, feeling okay. Feeling very okay as the Salamence is going to come in. It's going to lower it. Doesn't matter. Mega Horn comes through. He's trying to get damage down on the Salamence, which is still worth it. Unless we see Roost come out, but, I mean, the flying type is what's keeping Salamence safe here. We could see Mamoswine swap in here. Oh, no, he's just going to go for more damage. Oh, good crit. As once again, Quagsire can come in, threaten with Recover, tank the hit up. No big deal. Doesn't get him. Oh, rolls much lower on that one. And I mean, at this point, he can go for Roost, but it'll still be super effective for the Quagsire using Ice Beam, so I don't know. Did the chat break? Maybe. Gengar will be the switch into the Celebi. Now we got Mitch going into his head. Playing it standard again, but Mitch is going to take that advantage. This is the type of battles we want to see, as now Salamence will be sacked off. And this is a big deal because that's Intimidate gone, which means if that Bulu is Scarfed and that Intimidate was the thing that was keeping him from just doing a bunch of damage, that is one less thing gone. This Tornadus is going to come in. It is slightly faster and does have knockoff. And for Gengar, could be carrying Colbur Berry, could be carrying a Z Crystal as well to reduce that damage. You never know. If you can't knock off the damage, might be able to live a hit if Mitch knows the damage calcs. I highly doubt it, but Bulu's going to switch in, probably for good reason, as a knockoff does come in. And there is the Scarf confirmed, so maybe 2 Scarfers here for the side of the Fortnite. Can't confirm, but it seems like it is 2 Scarfs between Rotom Heat and Tapu Bulu. But this does mean it's not the biggest deal. He does get the Grassy Terrain, which is going to make his Pokemon bulky, anything that's on the ground, which means Calcutta going for Drain Punch plus the Grassy Terrain paying off, giving him a fair amount of healing. The Acrobatics will just finish off Bulu, but I'm fairly certain Mitch is also done with Bulu, as now Rotom Heat will come in. This definitely confirms it's Scarf, because he sent it in like this. There's no way you don't send it in, but I think the Overheat's just coming out, because at this point, something has to get roasted. And really, if I'm looking at win conditions, it's probably Lucario. But he goes into the Celebi as once again that Volt Switch happens. Literally playing with fire, but it doesn't matter because the Gengar can come in on the Celebi. It can threaten with Sludge Wave. It's going to kill or bring it really close to death, at the very least. And because actually, funnily enough, because Gengar lost Levitate, it's touching the ground and heals too. So, good for him. Look at that go. Lucario will be the switch, and a Shadow Ball makes the most sense. And oh my lord! That's why Gengar's OU for such a long time. Look at that damage. Not even Bullet Punch. Maybe E-Speed on that moveset, but nonetheless, that Grassy Terrain is going to offset all of that recoil. And here we go. Oh, look! Bulu's actually good! From all the viewers that said, maybe not. But no, it's good. But it is Life Orb, which means knockoff. This thing's super fragile knockoff. I have a feeling Quagsire's coming in for that knockoff. Maybe, I was thinking maybe Conk, but I don't know why he coming with Conk, unless he does confirm there's the Assault Vest, but maybe he just wants to get some damage off with Mach Punch? Yeah, and he does. That could mean something in terms of damage. The fact that he's spamming Acrobatics like this does pretty much make me think. Usually these things do run with no item equipped, but here's the thing, maybe that damage does matter with Ice Shard coming through. Knows he can live pretty much all the hits from Tornadus and threaten with Icicle Crash and kill this thing off. And Suicunes are actually making quick enough plays to actually pool some more time for the late game here. Two and a half minutes for Sarasota Suicunes. Fortnite Ninjas ticking down here. This is getting interesting. I still feel like the Fortnite Ninjas have control because at this point, that Gengar finishes off pretty much everything that is not going to live the hit. And I think with that little extra damage, it's going to come down to, I think you sack off Slurpuff here. He needs to find some way to beat this Mamoswine. Ice Shard goes through, he's taken down, and that pretty much cinches it for the Ninjas now. It's all in on Slurpuff. Gotta hope for a miss, but I even think you could just go for something along the lines. If that's unaware, that might actually be unaware Quagsire. Because if that's the case, it's just going to go for Earthquake here. And then because of Belly Drum, he's just going to go for the Ice Shard. And look at that. It might be exactly that. But he just goes for straight Drain Punch. Doesn't want to set up. Knows that Mez might actually just be unaware. And that's going to leave him in a bad space. He's going to go for it, though. Goes for the Belly Drum. He's going to heal up a little bit. But Scald could get the burn. If he gets the burn, it's basically over. Doesn't get the burn. And this is going to be the surprise. You surprise. Wrecked. Not even burned, not going to bake the cake any more than he needs to, or cupcake, whatever. He's not going to do a lot of damage. The crits look cool, but the recover comes in, and that's going to put the nail in the coffin. Fortnite Ninja's going to be walking away with game number 1 here. Highly doubt he's going to be able to come back with something along the lines of this moveset, because, I mean, it's Celebi versus the world. Rotom Heat is intact. It's Scarf the way he's playing it. And that's going to be it. Close, but no cigar. Mitch playing it quite calm and collect. Always in control of the match for the most part, and got to scout a lot of things without losing a lot back. So pulling off a win and knowing a lot of these items on his opponent, going for Psychic, just trying to play around. I might even get the freeze. Who knows? Yeah, it's gonna be a 3-0 here. He's just gonna go into the Gengar to finish it off. Might even hide the Rotom just so that you can't see. Actually, no, Rotom will die if it goes onto the rocks at this point. So it will be Gengar going in. Mamoswine's still alive. GG, game number 1. Going towards the game that everyone makes fun of. Mitchie goes 1-up in the series. Close, and it looked great. But in the end, just didn't have enough power. I think like going for too many flies with that Salamence did do a lot to him. And, you know, that decision and not having enough flexibility with those moves is just kind of going to hamper him for a little bit. Maybe we could take a look at the teams and see what they want to bring, if he wants to bring anything different. But at the moment, he's going to have to find an answer because, really, It looked good for a little bit, made a lot of those predictions, but now the other thing you have to be careful of, and this is something we don't really give too much value to. This is different music. There we go. The value is when you start playing mind games, right? And I found this when playing a lot of Pokemon. When playing through mind games, one thing that you did have to consider is, well, now that I lost the mind games in game number 1, we have to do more than a best of 1. Once I start playing more through the series, this is what makes the Pro Pokeball really exciting. How much more do you play with the opponent? Like, is it just become a crapshoot of, I'm going to take this damage, or I'm going to go through this and try and figure it out from there? Or will it become more of a, hey, I feel like I have to play more standard, and then the standard suddenly goes in favor of somebody else? We could see some substitutions come out here. To what? Most likely on the side of the Suicunes. I think the Ninjas have more than enough going for them, although they could make some adjustments. I don't know if they need to, though. Double Scarf. Double Scarf with Life Orb Gengar. That's a lot of power and a lot of speed that could just be destroying Sarasota. I'm just trying to think here. He's lost Hoop Unbound, obviously, but I think the Tornadus could do a little bit more. Not taking that damage. I'm curious. Let's take a look at what that damage was from Mamoswine over to the Tornadus. Looks like Life Orb Tornadus, or Life Orb against that Tornadus, will be 76 to 90%. So that recoil damage. Actually, you know what? In that case, he got really lucky. But knowing that he wasn't going to get one shot, other than by something like Brick Break, I think it gets. But, you know, he got a really high roll on that Ice Shard to get the kill at 84. That's on the higher end there. 14, 7, yeah, close to the middle there. So we have to see. If they make any switches, maybe he has to play around more of that priority. But that speed plus that priority is a big deal when going up against Fortnite here. But only game number 2 will tell, as they get super eager to go into this. Let's see what they're going to go for. Fortnite Ninjas up 1-0. What will it be, and who's going home with some new bits? Any changes? We don't see any changes on the side of the Fortnite. On the side of Suicunes, there's that Heatran we were expecting. And actually takes out, what Pokemon did he take out here? Took out a Slurpuff. Didn't find much value in, especially knowing that is now an unaware Quagsire. Here we go. It is going to be that Heatran lead. Might be bringing some Stealth Rock supporters. There were no hazards spawned in that match. Gengar not going to be offering a hell of a lot here except for Focus Blast. Don't know if you want to risk that right away, taking a lot of damage. That Gengar did do a lot for him last time. So what will it be? What is the answer? What does Gengar, or what does Heatran offer him now? Offers him a little bit more switches, although Conkeldurr and potentially Earthquake Bulu and stuff like this will still do a lot of damage. Mamoswine getting a little bit more value now because it will be able to take this Pokemon out as well. So good for Rotom. Good against Rotom, but not good against all the other Pokemon it could be switching into or being switched onto. So we'll see what his answer is. We didn't get to see anything about Lucario. Honestly, maybe I would have traded up Lucario, but knowing that Quagsire has Unaware and will just say no to that Slurpuff. Who knows? Earth Power does come out. Does confirm he's got an offensive set. Could be an offensive Heatran. Could also just be coverage he's carrying. Heatran is very much a mixed bag of stuff. It's pretty much the only way we can explain it. Salamence will be the answer. Ice Punch could potentially come out and predict this. Nope, Knockoff feels good enough. But because of Flying EMZ, it's not going to do anything to this. Celebi will be the answers. Quagsire does come in. Good play by Gamer. Good read. Honestly, this is a very good match. Rotom Heat will come in as the rocks do come out. Rotom Heat does get Defog, though, if he is going to be carrying that on the Scarfed Rotom Heat. He very well could be. And then just hard switch after. But we'll see. I don't think Celebi needs to stay in here because the only problem is if with Volt Switch, it will give basically Fortnite a huge advantage here. Heatran will come in, and it is the Overheat that does come out. So Gamer playing it safe. Fortnite thinking he'd overpredict. He doesn't. Went for it. And now he's got Flash Fire he's got to worry about. If it's Magma Trapping, could be dangerous for any Pokemon coming in. Quagsire, most likely going to be the switch here because it's going to be able to tank it up. Could even be Conkeldurr if it feels safe enough to come in and just try and threaten Drain Punches with all this. This is interesting, because this was the switch we want to see. It will be the Conkeldurr with the Assault Vest being able to tank up any hits. Oh! Pokemon misses the Magma Storm. It would have been nice damage to get off with that Flash Fire bonus, but no retribution for Gamer. That is tragic. And for those who are hoping for the 1-1, that's one way to lose that value, as most likely Salamence will be switched into again here, although maybe knowing that we might see an Ice Punch come out, because at this point Drain Punch is just too scary for the likes of Gamer to tank up on the Heatran. Although Front End Ninjas can still go for it because they don't lose anything, right? Everything taking a Drain Punch just doesn't like it, and even then, even if Mega Blastoise or Blastoise come in, it's not Mega right now. So what will be the answer? Suicune's taking their time with this choice. Going back down to that magical 150 seconds remaining. Honestly, I'm really glad to see this is a much more competitive match than maybe people would have expected. Right? People may have expected that Mitch would just run over Gamer because Gamer overthinks his movesets, but here's some really standard stuff, making some great plays. Maybe that mad training or whatever you guys, Mitch and Diego training is paying off for at least one coach under their belts. But it will be the Tornadus going in. Oh! Okay, barely living, but Mach Punch is a thing that exists, and it will be taking out the Tornadus. I don't know either. I don't know. Valuing the Lucario over the Tornadus is very interesting to me, because he didn't even Bullet Punch the last time he used Lucario, which would have been, like, something to show off. Maybe he's just trying to hide the moveset from Mitch until he maybe gets that opportunity to use that Lucario moveset, but we'll see. Quagsire just comes in and can answer this. We know it can already take the Z move. It's about 60%, and then he has to go again with using along that. Now, with the recovery, should be able to take up a Dragon Claw. I'm assuming Dragon Claw, if it's got Outrage, it will kill this Quagsire off, and that might be okay, but the thing is, you do have Celebi, we're just going to see Recover come out again, so this might be too defensive for a Dragon Claw to kill it off, even from that range. It's kind of scary to think, but Quagsire is a beast. What goes into this now? Going for Fly doesn't matter because he's just going to go for Recover, so he could just go for the Dragon Claw, hope to God he kills and goes from there. And then if he doesn't kill, it could even be an Ice Beam to the Dome, although he could just go for Recover and then Ice Beam to the Dome, so he's going to go for it, and he barely misses the kill with 1%, and he's going to heal it up. That's so tragic for the Suicunes. Was that actually a damage? Let's check that damage calc. That is awful for him. That would have been such a good kill, but lo and behold, he low rolls. It is a chance, 27 to 32, and hits the 31. 1% difference, which would have made this a little bit better for him. And now he has to go back. Oh, you have to do W rank, Snowbear, for your worships anyways, but that's just so tragic. That should have been a kill. Well, not really. It's actually more likely it wasn't a kill, but even then, to get even that close, it's just kind of a block. But he went for it. He knew he had to go for it because that Quagsire is just too risky. And now he's going to go for the Volt Switch, keeps his Celebi in again. What is that? Like, every single prediction of what move would happen, Volt Switch or Overheat, he has won that every single time with this. As Bulu will now be coming in instead of the Grassy Surge, which will keep all of his Pokemon safe. And we know this thing is Scarfed, so Mega Horn is coming out, which means we do expect the Salamence to switch in yet again, but that might even give him the opportunity to go back into something like Quagsire and just say hi with, oh sorry, it's with his stupid face of hi, and then just goes from there. Ooh, Stone Edge missing though. Some Pokemon back at Mitch. Good prediction by him, but it was the Heatran that came in, and I guess that is a good call for the Suicunes. And even then doesn't have to deal with additional damage, so neat. And now puts the pressure down. So we'll be Rotom Heat or Quagsire having to come in here, but maybe just see a Toxic drop. If it's Magma Storm, it usually runs with Toxic and then Protect and stuff like that. Was this the one with the rocks? It was the one with the... No, it had Earth Power, so maybe it doesn't have room for both of those, but if it does, hey, there he goes. Conkeldurr comes in, taking that damage. Magma Storm misses again! What is up with these Pokemon? Get him some spectacles because they are missing everything. You gotta feel for Gamer. You know, yes, they are both playing it out well. I'm not gonna say that. Oh, no. Oh, that's awful. And he's Scarfed. I didn't even realize that. It's a choice Scarf Heatran. And that's ridiculous that he misses the Magma Storm a second time. That's 3 this battle. That's another one missed. What is going on? And you know what? I don't even blame Mitch for going for the knockoff again. He's not expecting that. That's ridiculous. That is straight Pokemon. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon is not a competitive game. It's not a competitive game. Stop telling people it is. You're lying to millions out there. Unbelievable amounts of misses. That's 4. Okay, it's a total of 4. You gotta... you gotta feel for the man. You gotta feel. And now he's gotta go in and get crit of all things too. 4 25% chances to miss, and then a 6.25% chance to crit. It was written for Fortnite that it was going to be the #1 successful shooter game, but have you heard about the game Skyrim? He can go for the recover on the bright side. Didn't maybe see this coming. If you got the free... Okay. So this is just literally the smallest amount of RNG to happen to go like this. This is the opposite of Todd Skyrim Howard. That's beyond what you can even manage. That is the ugliest of Pokemon. All he has to do now is miss a 5% move. He is going to stay in. He does have Natural Cure, but I guess he can't risk much else going for it. Tries to go for the Instant Freeze or Instant Thaw. He does get the Thaw on the second one, so not too bad a RNG for him. Drain Punch does come out. Mitch did just want to get that little bit of healing on the kill. Makes the most sense. He will go for the recovery again, but it is going to be another Ice Punch flying out. That is just... Oh, that is such a poor turn for Sarasota Suicunes. From what a great game it was. But now he's got to go into that Blastoise. This is okay. He's not going to be doing a lot of damage. He thought about 31% coming out from that Water Pulse on the Mega. Guess the crit. Guess the Confuse. Will he hit himself a Confusion? Okay, not complete hacks. This is just a game that's demonstrating why Pokemon sucks as a game in general. But 90 seconds left on the clock here for Sarasota Suicunes. Trying to make faster plays to get his stuff going. Breaks through Confusion again, with Confusion being reduced. Not going to get hit with those 25%ers, as Recover will come out and the Ice Punch will most likely happen. Oh! Hits himself with Confusion. That's good for the Suicunes, getting a little bit back, although you kind of wish you had those 4 Magma Storms on this thing, because by then it would have been good. Does snap out of Confusion, does get the Ice Punch, looking for a second freeze, not going to get it. As the Recover will come through, we might see the Rotom Heat switch into this turn, just to try and put down Overheat pressure. Maybe. We could also see Bulu come in. Bulu would get a tiny bit more value with his Scarf, being able to threaten with Mega Horn. Considering that Heatran has been brought down in Enormous Peg, it will be the Rotom Heat. And he does go for the Psychic. Ooh, so Rotom Heat taken down, but it still gives switch advantage to Fortnite, as now he's got that Gengar out, and everything's been kind of softened up, so Shadow Ball's looking pretty good. We saw how much damage it did to Lucario last time. What's taken the Shadow to the face? Here we go. Now it's going to come down to things have to die. Gengar is out, something has to take the damage. Who does he value least, and what is the Suicunes game plan from here? Because the entire game, Mitch has been in control, and on top of that, he is going to be in control the most. Let's see how much this does. Ooh, it's just a kill. Yikes. That might have... Oh, yeah, it was a Scarf one, so it was offensive. So it is going to take a bunch of damage. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Salamence has to come in. Feeling safe, actually, so... Might be carrying Earthquake if he's doing this. Ooh, HP Ice gets the kill. Didn't see that coming, although HP Ice is pretty safe to run on Gengar, so I guess he's got to let that happen. Hope the guy doesn't get a super high roll on this. Focus Blast is going to hit, because why not just have every single RNG thing happen? That is a fake Focus Blast. That was Aura Sphere in disguise. And everything's falling apart here. You could call the RNG being bad for Gamer, but at the same time, well played by Mitch, in control the whole time, and he will be going up 2-0 for the start of his journey towards the 2 seasons in a row. Fortnite Ninjas 2-0 Sarasota Suicunes in our featured match of the week. GG to those who bet on this guy, because you're going home with a bunch of Nubits. Congratulations, boss. And you gotta feel for the man. That was a lot of bad RNG in the way there for Gamer. But what are you going to do? I mean, in the end, RNG aside, there was a lot of control held there by Mitch. And that's just going to be it. Like, you can't say much about that. The Gengar was not well answered because it was a Scarf Heatran bot, didn't have the special defense to manage it, and that's how it's going to go for him. But really well played. Really well played nonetheless. It was a good showing with all the predictions. It looked a lot cleaner. This, like, even just this one match against a better player looked a lot cleaner for the side of the Sarasota Suicunes. Gamer showing it doesn't have to be middle-of-the-pack people that he's beaten to kind of flex predictions on. He did it well, and I think Mitch was kind of sweating. Played still pretty standard and wasn't too afraid of what he was going to lose because, I mean, his team is really well built too. So, without being able to answer that Quagsire, it just kind of went there. And let's just put that in here to the standings. We could take a look at what the standings looks like at the end of week 1. Oops. I should probably put the standings in first. That was exciting. I'm really, really glad that we got to see that. But at the end of the day, I don't think I actually prepared this this one too well. But let's take a look at what it looks like. Where's Challenge? Challenge! There we go. You know, I was so close with the capture, it didn't happen. That's okay. Wait for it. There we go. Whoa. 1 sec. Very well played. Very well, GG. Deserved for both participants. Here we go. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. At the end of the day, week 1 showing Manchester. Whoa, I don't even see points. What the hell? Pause, please. You. There we go. Shh. There we go. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the brackets and see who came up with the most points. Manchester, Manchester, Traverse City, Thunderous, and Fortnite Ninjas all looking pretty clean with their 2-0 victories today. Todd, Skyrim, Howard, Las Vegas Golden Lucario's Ice Cold, and I Am Groot walking away with a single point. The other coaches left to be desired, but Ludo Crisales was on the break, so you can't really fault him for being down on the bottom. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have to look towards week 2. The battles for week 2 are as follow. We will be looking at, you'll have an official posting later on. It will be July 31st. For week number 2, it will be the Fortnite Ninjas up against the Las Vegas Golden Lucarios. Traverse City, never mind. Miami Milotics versus Sarasota Suicunes. Battle of not friends yet. Golden State Greninjas versus Traverse City Thunderous. I Am Groot versus Manchester Manetric, which will most likely be our feature matchup of the week, but we'll have to see. And Lunar Crystalias dipping their toes in versus Todd Skyrim Howard with Ice Cold taking that week off. But that's going to be it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching the ProPokeBowl. We'll be back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you're looking to watch more action just on twitch.tv/ProPokeTube, as both my hands suddenly pull, make sure you show up on Saturday for our next stream. You guys have been fantastic. Let everyone know about the ProPokeBowl. Share. The more people that watch this, the better it goes. And we'll see you then. We'll announce the matchup on the podcast. We'll leave it at that. Look towards that in the next couple of days. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. And peace.